Welcome everyone again to another live stream. And today I've been lucky enough to be rejoined by Drunk 3PO.
Hello.
Drunk. And Anomaly Inc. is back as well. So thank you guys for being gracious enough to join me again.
No problem. I probably could have been at the movies or something, but thanks for I figure I had nothing better to do, so come on
now,
by.
Drunk, you have been slutting about with every other YouTuber you can find. They're fighting over you.
It's been I will have to say it's because I was on this stream a while back and everyone was like, if Robot Head has you on, I tried, but they pay a little bit better than you. So I mean that's just
And you spent the day with Jeremy, didn't you?
Yeah, me and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers spent the day at the Evil Mouse Kingdom because he wanted to see Galaxy's Edge for himself.
It's treason, then.
Yeah, yes. Here in Orlando. So, and he was highly disappointed, like we all are, like I have been walking through it yet again. And they did so. You know what they did? They did something really special, where they made another opening where if you're walking through the park, you have to go through Galaxy's Edge to get to the other side of the park. So it always looks like there's a flow of traffic people.
They're smarter than we are.
I sat back and I was like, oh, they're not dumb. They did this on purpose so it wouldn't look empty. And the flow of traffic takes you right to the Millennium Falcon. So of course, people stop and they take their selfies with the Millennium Falcon. And I was like, wow, they got smart. They opened up a whole new entrance just so people will, bottleneck through and they can't say, see, it's not empty. It's not empty.
Normally we're going to have to charter a plane and have the Australian journey over there, take all the Australian creators in one trip. Maybe we could crowdfund that.
That would be awesome. Y'all can stay with me, all of you.
I'll that sounds
all
good.
The Australians. Hey, I want to tell you something about Australians. So, I was at Epcot. Epcot has a food and wine festival, and so here's what happened. So I live right next to Disney World. Yes, people kill me for this all the time, but I live so close that I have a season pass. And because there's so much other stuff to do other than going to the parks, and the season pass saves you a ton of money going to the movies and everything else. Anyway, after we had a hurricane scare come through the state of Florida, Hurricane Dorian, and it kind of moved out, but Disney World closed, but they opened up the next day, and we took advantage of it. Some friends, we went, and it was empty. It was so empty. There was nothing there. And the only people that we saw in that park were Australians. Australian girls were everywhere. They were everywhere. I was like, what is all these Australian people doing here?
Could you just tell by how handsome and good looking they were? Is that what gave it away?
The funny thing.
Or were they all drunk?
I was going to say, the girls were really, really, really loud. And so, like, they were just walking, like, and they just said that's their. I asked my friend Lethal Lightning, another Australian, and he goes, "Well, if their teeth were crooked, then that's why they were there." And I was like, I don't know. He said they were really loud. He said, "No, they're just talking, brother. They're just talking."
Now, Anomaly, you've just done a video ragging on Red Letter Media again. Is that correct?
Yep. Not again. I mean, like, it's my first video on Red Letter. I mean, I've taken jabs at them in the past, but this is the first dedicated video towards Red Letter Media in my response series.
I have watched the start. I have to finish it, and we're just pointing out that you don't speak for the Robot Head Media company when you bag them. Like, one day they might get sick of having, the Home Alone kid on and want a Robot Head on there. So I just got to get in early.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. Yeah, no, my opinions are my own. I know they're kind of controversial, but I have my reasons, just to clarify. But yeah, no, that's done. It's been reasonably well received, and Yeah, there'll be more. So yeah.
Oh, good.
So that's just on record. So yeah.
So, what we are going to talk about today now? Let me. I thought I would have been by the second live one more prepared than the first, but somehow I'm less prepared. But I'm sure we'll have lots to talk about. But let me just. Have you guys seen the Bill Burr comedy special? It's on Netflix.
Yes.
No, never watched it.
Have you seen the Chappelle one?
I've heard about it. I've heard it's controversial, and that's why it got 0 on Rotten Tomatoes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, which is insane.
Not commercial, not controversial. He just tells it like it is. He basically tells it like it is. Like, people stop getting offended so easily, and he just makes fun of everybody.
Well, yeah, the Bill Burr one. The reason I'm bringing him up is because he's in the Mandalorian, which is I want to ask your opinion on that. But yeah, he's well. Let's just hear. This is just a bit of a highlight. Let's make sure he's turned up of part of his show.
Sure. So looks like Jason Statham with a wider face.
You do know we can't hear what he's saying, right?
You can't?
No.
Oh, why can't you hear?
I know, but
that's going to really wreck, because the next one I want you to hear as well. Let's do this. Let's do
everyone in the chat is like, no audio.
Let's try that again.
It's because it's called acting.
Here we go.
Can you hear it now?
Yep.
Okay, just ignore that last bit, and let's pretend that this was all very smooth.
It's because it's called acting. You dumb fuck. Be brave and speak out. You know what? You're full of shit. I'm gonna tell you. Oh, what kind of a man who still has his ball is walking around saying that he's a male feminist? What the fuck I was saying?
You know? I like him already.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, it's just acting. You're not being brave.
That bit at the end too, where he's calling the guy the jackass. That's actually he's talking to someone in the crowd at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to be in the Mandalorian, and there's been some clips I've seen of him talking about it, and I just want to show you what he's saying, and just the way directors pick people to go into their movies is a bit unusual these days. So let's just bring this up and have
The Mandalorian, the one that Jon Favreau put.
Can you hear this one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Together. Okay. Was in the trailer. You see the back of my bald head for half a second. I was never into the Star Wars thing. By the time I saw it, I was just too old.
Sure.
They had like Ewoks and stuff, and I wanted to see Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And I've religiously made fun of every one of them that came out. So I ran into John somewhere. He was like, "Hey, I'm doing the Star Wars thing. Would you want to do something?" I was like, "I kind of always make fun of it." And he goes, and he was just going like, "I think that'd be funny. I think your fans would get a kick out of the fact if you went into that thing." Finder's birthday party, and John was there. He said, "Hey, man," he goes, "I'm doing the next Star Wars." I was like, "Oh, wow, that's great." And he goes, "Would you ever want to do like a part in or something like that?" And I kind of laughed. I was like, "Dude, you know I always make fun of those Star Wars people trying to annoy them every time one of those movies comes out, just to be a dick." And he goes, "No, I think it'd be funny, because I think it'd be funny if the people that listen to your podcast actually saw you on that." And I was just like, "Really?"
Now, what is it with these directors? I mean, The Last Jedi was terrible for it, where they want to put in these cameos. I understand. I don't care if there's an actor they put into a part that we know. But why do they... It's like they're not inside the story creating out, like make it good. They're outside just looking how they can get laughs out of the crowd. And Last Jedi was terrible for it. But am I carrying on? Like, I don't care that he's in the film. He might be fantastic in it, in the TV show. But am I carrying on? Do you think this grabbing people that they think it's funny, like someone that makes fun of Star Wars, so when you're sitting there watching it and he comes on screen, that's what I'm going to think every time? Like, So am I carrying on, or what do you think about that?
No, you're right. It's a jarring choice because he's not really in there for any narrative. Like, he's not chosen on his acting ability. He's chosen because, hey, look, it's Bill Burr. Please clap. So, I mean, like, for me, who's someone who hasn't seen this guy, I mean, it's probably going to fly right over my head. But, like, there are a lot of people who do watch this guy, right? It's gonna affect them when they see it.
Well, yeah, there's, like he's saying, your fans, there's a shot of him actually on set. They're saying, like he's straight saying, be in it because it'll be funny because your fans will find it funny. And I just find that an odd way to put people in the film. Like it's as bad as going.
Yeah, it's for Star Wars, it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm sorry. People might disagree with me, but there was a scene in The Last Jedi that was deleted where I don't know if you guys saw that, where Finn, he's standing, he's in his like uniform.
Is that when he gets slapped on the ass?
Yeah, by a stormtrooper. And
I've got that here. Anomaly, have you ever seen that?
No.
I couldn't believe they were literally thinking about putting that in the film. That's how bad that scene was. Stormtrooper goes, "I remember you," and Finn's like, "Don't do this." And he slaps him on the butt, and he goes, "Wow, you're an officer."
So we're talking about Last Year. Oh, yeah, I have seen that. Apparently, that was Tom Hardy was the stormtrooper.
Yeah, Tom Hardy. That's right.
It's where is he here? Let's make him bigger. Can we make him bigger? No, he won't let me go. Yeah, it was Tom Hardy in that scene. So, like, just in that one film, like, if you look up cameos, I mean, there's some directors in the original films, like people you don't know in the background, but they've gone crazy with the cameos. Like, we had Daniel Craig in Force Awakens in that stupid scene where she used the mind powers. In that same scene, that's the butt slap that I'll show you, is also, they reckon, William and Harry, the royals, in that as well. Yes. And then there's Edgar Wright is in scenes, the director, not so bad. This I thought this was a shocking one, that they had Garth Edwards in the salt scene. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's who made Rogue One. But not only made Rogue One, virtually got sacked so they could recut his film. But then they put him front and center in a big shot in the very next film. Like, what do you mean to do with that when you're sitting in the cinema? Oh, there's another person that Kathleen Kennedy virtually fired and replaced at the same time. Right. Like, I don't understand where they're coming from, like, doing this sort of crap. But then again, even Rian had one in Rian Johnson had one in Rogue One when they fired the cannon. Yeah, he was this guy. See the physique and the lovely head.
Wait,
that's Rian Johnson.
Wait, I can't. Oh wait, hang on. I'm on the chat. Wait. Oh, motherfucker. So wait, so that's him on the. Is he on the right or the left? He's on the right, isn't he? Is that him?
Yeah, he's on the right. Now, ones like this, I don't really care. Like, have your friends in there. Like, if I knew you, I'd want a part in there as well. But the ones that are just, like, jarring, like the butt slap scene, are just, I just don't understand what they're doing. Hang on, I've got one more here. This was my favorite. When George did a cameo.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
When was, which, I don't know about this.
That was episode 3. He was with his... Was he with his daughter, or he was with?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he was with his daughter. He was just kind of hanging out.
It's when Anakin's going to the theater.
Yes, that's right.
Oh.
And he's one of the people outside. So you don't even see it's him. I think he's only just admitted it in the last year or so.
Okay.
But
Return of the Jedi, I think one of the X-Wing pilots was like the assistant director. I think they had he threw in a couple of his friends for like scenes like that, but they weren't like comedy roles, and they weren't like trying to, you're not putting somebody in there to say, hey, if we put you in, people will laugh because that's what we want.
Yeah, I don't understand why they want to take you out of the experience. Like, you're meant to be staying in there. And like, when you're a kid and you watch Star Wars, you don't know any of them. Like, you don't know who Alec Guinness is or Carrie Fisher. Like, you've never seen them before. I mean, kids today, they've probably seen, Raiders of the Lost Ark or something they might have seen first. But you're just sort of in that universe. But now they so want to just have it as a bit of a gag reel as well and have all their friends as part of it. Let's bring up, let me just pause this. This is the scene with Tom Hardy. And explain to me, what the fuck voice is he doing to be in a Star Wars film? And tell me if you can.
Be sure to pause, mate, every so often.
Oh, so I don't get caught?
Yeah.
I know. That's yes, we might talk about YouTube lately. They're getting a bit strange at the moment.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So apparently 2 of these, I'm guessing the tall ones are Prince Harry and William, which fair enough, that doesn't matter. But this next scene, if you haven't seen it.
I know I'm not supposed to initiate contact with officers, but I never
Yeah.
Look at you, Captain.
And apparently this scene of grabbing the gun is meant to be her grabbing the gun, Rose. Like she's going to pull the gun out and kill everyone. Not the ex-stormtrooper or the crime guy. She's going to be the one that does it. But then the disgrace.
Wow.
That's painful, man.
Do you reckon? Do you think he's actually? Do you think he's acting there, or this is when he realised how bad Finn's going to be as a character? Do you think he realised till this point, or is this? He's not even acting here. He thinks the cameras are finished. He's just thinking, "Christ, this is what it's come to. I should have had one of the best roles in the film, and this is it."
Somebody, did anybody speak up and just say this isn't a parody movie, man? Like, what are you doing? Stormtroopers don't. They would never slap an officer in the rear end and go, "Good job." Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
And you're an American. Where's he meant to be from?
Texas. That is a horrible Texas accent. That is terrible.
Contact with officers, but I never took you for captain material.
Woo-wee. Yeah, that's Texas.
Like, I know we've had British accents. We've had all types of accents in Star Wars, but like, again, how jarring does it have to be? Now, do you think Ryan took this out, or do you think someone tapped him on the shoulder and said, you just can't be doing that?
You have to watch this and go, I don't know. Sith Kryptonian with a $5 super chat. I'll read that one real quick. He says, "Wow, did Finn get me too'd?"
Oh, my man.
Twice. He gets me too twice in this film. Slap on the ass and then a forced kiss later on.
Wow.
You know what's sad? He was one of the characters I had such high hopes for. Like, I thought it would have been cool to see somebody that might have had some force powers trying to learn it as an older person, and it seems like this has just ruined his character for. Yeah. There's no coming back.
I've just thought of 2 amazing memes. Like, we need someone to meme that Rian Johnson in the Death Star, and like him pointing the Death Star at him pointing the Last Jedi as the Death Star at like Scarif, which is like the original trilogy, and like have the Death Star go off. And we need to have like a Me Too parody commercial with the tragedy of Finn or some shit.
the memes
like sad
just
music and like black and white, like it's I don't know, something like that.
The memes just they just never stop, never ever stop. So yeah, this is, again, I think we mentioned this last time. This is you will have the role of the defector stormtrooper, and you're getting slapped on the ass. Like that's what it's come to.
Yeah, I'm gonna read these 2 super chats because they deal with what we're talking about. Criminal Imagination, $5 super chat. Thank you. He says Tom Hardy's Texan stormtrooper would have been seen as a defect in the original trilogy and would have been killed. And Sith Kryptonian with another $5 super chat says, "Save what you love. Support the Finn 2 movement."
I love it. I might actually make that.
And Rian Johnson is the people. I mean, he's the guy that's supposed to be against sexual harassment, and he's pro Me Too and all that. But yet, he'll just put it in the film.
Yeah,
he
doesn't think twice about it. Like,
That's crazy.
I'd love to know if he made the call on this or not. And I'm guessing not. Like, his sense of humor is terrible. Like, his fans are just dying to see this Knives Out film. And every time I see something from it, it looks embarrassing. Like, go ahead, go like it, enjoy it. But I just don't get on board with his sense of humor, obviously. Unless it's just laughing at his round head. Then I'm on board. But otherwise, yeah, I'm just not with him. I have no idea where he's coming from. And someone in the chat just said, because he's a knob. Another Australian.
I love it.
What does that mean? What does that mean in help me out? I'm American. Help me out.
If you're called a knob,
yeah.
It's sort of referring to the knob of your cock.
Oh, well, there you have it.
It's generally used as, you know, you're a bit of a dickhead, but just knob. That's why I thought it might have been Australian then. Yes, they should just stop with these. Yes, they haven't, like, just stop putting these cameos in. Just create the film, create the story. Worry about that, not having these fucking jokes in there like this shit. It's unbelievable.
Can with a $5 super chat says Johnson's new film Knives Out currently sits at 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Of course it does. What say we play a game of guess the audience score or straw poll? Anyone?
when does it actually come out? Does anyone know?
I don't know. The critics have seen it. So
yes, but we know that doesn't mean much.
I don't know. Like I said this last time, and I stand with it. I will never see a Rian Johnson film. I just can't bring myself to see a Rian Johnson film ever.
It's just
ever.
It's just his attitude. Like, talk about, this is what happens when they stamp out bullying at school. This is when they allow everyone to have a voice. This is what happens. People like Rian Johnson become little smartasses.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's a little Twitter bully. I mean, it's just like he thinks he's funny. You know, there was somebody on Twitter. He was someone that was complaining about The Last Jedi, and he writes back, kiss me, brother. Like, kiss the lip. And then he takes that phrase on his Twitter and he makes a big poster that says "Kiss me, boy." Like, and he puts that as his background on his Twitter. I don't know if it's still up, but I'm just like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, really?
Just so the viewers know, yesterday there was a very funny half an hour that I saw that you and Ethan and from Comic Book Pro Secrets were making fun of Steele Wars over at his live stream. You were part of that.
How do you guys feel about Steele Wars? He is an Australian.
No, we're not saying that anymore. We're not allowed to cast him as Australian. No, he's yours. He lives over there now, doesn't he? I'm sure he's yours.
He lives in California.
Well, I'd never heard him till yesterday. So everyone knows he was doing a live stream, and a few of you guys were there joining into his live stream, which doubled the numbers of people actually watching it as far as I could tell.
Yeah, it was us that made. All right, so let me give a synopsis of Steele Saunders, and if he's listening, that's cool. He could say hello. But last beginning of the year, he would go on my Twitter and other people's and like correct my grammar. And then he told me once on Twitter, he's like, "You should quit YouTube. You'll never make it on YouTube." And he's one of those that loves The Last Jedi. He's a huge Reylo supporter.
I hate him already.
Right?
Didn't he ask Daisy Ridley on the red carpet about it, and she looked like she was going to vomit?
Yeah, I made a video on that, and it's funny because I slow motioned Steele Saunders' face when she goes, "I can't get behind Reylo," and you could literally see his heart begin to, like he almost threw up in his mouth just a bit. And I made a YouTube video on it, and it's just he doesn't like me ever since. But yeah, he was on a live stream, and Ethan Van Sciver was just like, "Hey, why did you scare Daisy Ridley?" Boy, did that really throw him off.
He just lost his concentration, didn't he? And you could phone in, and Ethan was trying to call in to ask him if Jabba had a skeleton.
Yeah,
and he rang through, and they put him on hold, but they wouldn't put him on the show. But I saw
What was your comment, Mr. Robot Head? You typed a comment in his show.
Oh, I just said, is the show going to start when you get some viewers? Because you have like 30 people, and you've been going like an hour. And they deleted me. Now, I don't like to pick on other creators. If he likes The Last Jedi, that's great. But I know he's been telling people like yourself to give up YouTube and what have you got? You're like twice as many subscribers as him, if not more.
Yeah. Now I do. And then, but he's terrible like that.
Now I saw he was selling shirts with the your Snoke theory sucks. It was the exact same design that Ryan was holding up in that famous photo. Does he have anything to do with that, or is he just cashing in on that?
He introduces. I think he's cashing in on it, but he introduces himself as, "Hey, I'm Steele Saunders, the comedian." So he just tries to be funny about Star Wars. And yeah,
he's like the worst representation of Australian humor I've ever seen. He's fucking horrible. So I'm glad you've taken him drunk.
Thank you.
He's one of yours now.
Yeah, and someone asked me in the chat, did I gloat when I passed him? I haven't gloated because we don't do that. I don't go out there and say that I just passed Steele Saunders on subscribers when he told me I would never do that. We don't do that here. We don't call his Reylo theory disgusting and perverted. That he wants Rey and Kylo to be together romantically. We don't say that here. We respect his opinion, even though it's disgusting. And
I'm very happy we're getting some rhino milk mentions in the chat, which unless you watch Mauler's EFAP, you'll have no idea why we're getting pictures of rhinos with milk next to it, and it's a long story, but it makes me feel good. The toxic brood. Now, where's
are you guys hoping for a Reylo?
Oh fuck no.
No,
I'm hoping they're brother and sister just to fucking piss all those people off. I just want to be sitting in the cinema and someone says they're brother and sister, and I'll be just laughing out loud, just clapping. I can leave now. My work's done. Yeah, no, that'd be fantastic. It'd be yeah. What about you, drunk? You want to see him get it on? Some more finger banging? That's what they've been doing so far.
Finger sex was really creepy. But I hope she kills him. And I cannot. I don't want it to happen just to make them mad. At this point, I don't care what they do in the film. It's just going to be a train wreck.
Do you think either of them will end up dead?
Possibly both. Maybe they die together in some Titanic. Maybe not Titanic, but like some sort of poetic "the Force must end" bullshit. I don't know.
Well, you did hear the recent leak was that the Emperor Palpatine was going to bring them both and say, "Can you guys come together and rule the galaxy together? Because I created both of you."
What the fuck? Why would Palpatine? What? Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's all falling to pieces, man.
I mean,
it's all fucked.
They don't have any idea.
Is it falling to pieces, or is it just? It's like, how bad can it get? Like, it's how low can it go? How many people? Like, does being dead fucking mean anything in this universe now? Like the first, I don't watch the cartoon, but the first, they brought back Darth Maul, which I still think stupid. But now death doesn't mean anything. Like there's Force Ghosts, or we're just bringing people back, or we're going to use them for advertising. It's just there's no stakes in someone dying anymore. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Han Solo turned up. I mean, he only got stabbed. People have been cut in half and bloody survived.
Oh, those rumors are true. Sith Kryptonin threw another $5 super chat. He says, them being siblings won't stop Reylos. They will just say their love is stronger than blood. Pretty gross.
I might go through these super chats so far. So Lethal Lightning, Drunk 3PO, booty pics are whack. You go get some bounce.
You see, he's a fellow Australian, so you guys have to tell me what that means.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, I don't know.
that's some alien language there.
I thought it was something personal between the two of you that we're going to share with us.
I'm just dying of laughter over here.
I think I get it. I think he's referring to the 3PO wide hips photo that.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did see that.
Diet. Yeah.
The childbearing hip C3PO.
Yep.
What the fuck was that about?
Who knows what's going on with this
Trans 3PO?
Irati Media said first. Thank you. Thank you for being first. And then Mr. Gently Benevolent. Why can I say that? Here for the, what is it? Helmet and milk. Helmet milk? Maybe it's here for helmet milk. I don't know if that's it, but that sounds good.
It's probably your avatar, robot head and milk and a drink.
Yeah.
And drunk.
Oh, the robot heads and the drinks. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand my own, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Name the podcast. This is from Tom Cottingham. Name the podcast Live Head with Robot. Maybe. I've had some good suggestions come through. I'll have to pick one for next time. Save what you love, support the Fin2 movement. I think you read that before from Sith. Yep. Criminal Imagination. Tom Hardy's Texan Stormtrooper would have been seen, yes, you read this, as a defect in the OT and would have been killed. Khan says, Johnson's new film Knives Out currently sits at 98%. Why don't we all play the game, guess the audience score? Again, you read that out. You're nearly up to date with these. Captain Plank said, is Shrek Rose in the series? Wow. Do you imagine if Ethan heard you calling Rose Shrek? I don't think he'd be too happy with that. Who was the female Shrek? What was her name?
Fiona.
I mean, Ryan did his best to make her look that way, though, didn't he? Like, he couldn't have made her look worse. Like, you see her in real life, and you don't even recognize it's the same person.
We haven't seen her.
Kelly Marie Tran.
Yeah.
To be honest, controversial opinion. I like what Ryan was going for with Rose, but I hate how she was written, if you know what I mean. So, I get she was trying to make her like this nerdy chick who wasn't like a typical glamour model or whatnot. And she I looked at her as I was watching The Last Jedi. I was like, she seems cool. I want to see what she has to offer. I could see her like electrocuting stormtroopers and like this tech genius who has all these cool gadgets and shit, and going on an adventure with her. And as long as it's not Canto Bight. But the way she was written, Jesus Christ, it's like. Oh my god! Yeah, let's move on. Actually, I don't want to get into that.
No, it's good. It's when they've got to do so much virtue signaling that they just, even if they come up with a character that could be good, then they get swamped by all this bullshit that they've got to be ticking off boxes and make sure everyone's happy. She could have been fine, but she couldn't just be fine. She had to be like fucking strong and powerful and unbelievable, like. Every woman in that film was incredible and strong, and every man was a fucking idiot. But maybe his idea was okay. That's about the nicest thing I could say about him. But yeah, the execution was fucking terrible. Congo.
She electrocuted Finn of all people. She's like she could be electrocuting stormtroopers. No, we're gonna have a zap Finn and make him seem like the worst person in the world when she's completely contradicting the point of the Resistance. I think Mauler pointed this out. The Resistance is like a volunteer service, and she was like electrocuting people for leaving.
That's what I was just about to say. Why wasn't he allowed to leave? He just joined up with them, didn't even join. He was with them from the day before, and the next day he's a prisoner. And for that matter, why can't any of them leave? They're not like a government army or something. They're meant to be all volunteers, as far as I know. Like, if they want to leave, like, what sort of bitch is Leia that if she's going down, like the whole fucking ship's going down, no one's leaving? Maybe if a few of them left, they could have all just snuck off and survived, but she wasn't having any of that. So yeah, anyone tries to leave.
You know what I love? One of your recent videos on The Last Jedi about the battle on that salt planet, where the rebels had like thousands of soldiers, and then they just magically disappeared, like the disappearing knife in the throne room. The video that you made, Robot Head, where you're just like, where did all these people go? Now they're all in the Falcon. I'm like, my goodness, they didn't even try.
She literally puts them all outside to die for her. I think I'm quoting my own video here, but that's what she does. Like, it's the dumbest. Fuck, why would you like her? Why would anyone like her? If that was the first film you'd seen, you'd think she was one of the baddies. Like, she just sacrifices all those people for herself. Like, you can all go out there. I'll stay on the inside. Thanks very much. And she has force powers, apparently. Like, she can fly through space. So if anyone should go outside, it should be her. But no, she'll stay in, and everyone else can go die from air attack, air assault. Like, stay behind the fucking wall.
That's what I'm saying. Ryan didn't even try. He's like, hey, we're gonna have an epic battle scene here on a salt planet. I need 10,000 troops. Well, what are you gonna do with them? No one will care. No one will notice that there's only 6 of them left in the Falcon.
Did they even do anything? The people in the trenches? I feel like they were just. I mean, we know that it was just there for show to call back to Empire, but I don't think they did anything. They were just sitting there, and then the speeders did everything, and the speeders were useless.
There's some wreckage around from some TIE fighters, but Rey shot all them down as far as we know.
Yeah,
like, we don't see them do anything. Like anything. Like, why? Why wouldn't they? Like, why wouldn't you do that as the filmmaker? Why wouldn't you let them at least take out one walker? This weird balance of power that he wanted to push is, well, obviously I don't fucking understand. So, yes, right.
And that's the thing when all these rumors and leaks about Episode 9 that are just now. Like the one that Star Wars Theory is pretty trusted Star Wars site, so he really doesn't put out leaks unless he really feels that they're, that they could possibly be genuine. And
so he's not from the future.
He might be. I will tell you this: he was spot on with Endgame. So
hello,
and so we can hear you normally. Are you there?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Cut out for a second.
Yeah, no, we've got you. And so, what's he saying, Drunk?
So his theory is that Palpatine has figured out how to pour his essence into other people, and that Rey is actually part of a clone army of Sith, and she was just one that was a reject or something. So it's these, again, take it as a grain of salt. It's just rumors, things, people that they're hearing and that they're coming out with. So that Rey was part of a clone Sith army, and she was like a rejected one, Rey herself. And that's why I guess in The Last Jedi, when she reached out for the Force, you have Luke saying, "You went right to the dark side. You didn't even try to stop it." And when she saw herself in the Force pit, she saw like hundreds of rays. Remember when she snapped her finger and she saw all those rays? And so I don't know. So maybe they joined together to fight this Rey clone army with those.
At the end of Empire, there was lots of questions, but they were exciting and good. Like,
I know.
It was like, so it's not like we just sort of knew exactly what was going to happen, but we knew where we were heading, and there was answers we just had to know. It was Darth Vader telling the truth, and would we see Yoda again, and would Han survive, like all these things. And we're going into this film, and our questions are just fucking all over the shop. They could be anything. Like you could just make up anything, and someone would go, "Oh yeah, I suppose, yeah, probably that could happen," because there's no fucking story to follow. Like they're just still on the run, and anything goes. Like just fucking just throw shit at the wall, something will stick.
You know what? You know what my fear is right now? I don't even care. I just care. Like I'm gonna see it to hope that they don't ruin like any other character, like Anakin or Obi-Wan or whoever. Like who knows at this point, because the time travel theory is just heavy in there.
They're gonna ruin everyone. That's the goal now. Like you wouldn't think they could ruin the Force or light speed, like, and they've ruined those. Like there's things that you just couldn't imagine they could ruin, and they have. Like again, my favorite subject, lightsabers. They don't mean nothing now. So if there's anything that's going to be in this film, it's fucked.
Yeah, did you hear what they're saying? Like so in Empire Strikes Back, when Return of the Jedi, when Luke goes to face his father, Darth Vader, and Obi-Wan, Force Ghost Obi-Wan says that boy was our only hope, and Yoda says no, there is another. They're changing that to be Rey, not Leia.
Really? Like, what?
Yeah, it's actually. I just typed it in. It's in all these articles, and they're saying, yeah, that's how they're going to work Rey as the other one, that Yoda has foreseen that.
But no, that's what the fuck. Rey wasn't even born, and Yoda can't see the fucking future. If Yoda could see the future, maybe he would have fucking stopped Anakin from being trained. He would have stopped the purge of the fucking Jedi. You know what? Granted, the dark side of the Force was clouding their vision, but it wasn't clouding shit when Anakin was a kid. So
I didn't even say The Rock and Anomalies on a roll, baby.
Yeah. You didn't even say, and The Rock will be playing this part.
Oh, God. If The Rock ever gets cast as a Star Wars character, I'm gonna lose my shit.
So if they do that,
same with Will Smith. I'm not keen on Will Smith, man. I just I don't like, and that fits into the. I mean, we can touch on the YouTube discussion later, but I mean, like one of the reasons why I'm not too keen on Will Smith is like his relationship with YouTube. Part of that.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous.
Not to mention, he keeps coming out with shit movies. So
greedy prick. He's a rich movie star, and now he wants to be a YouTuber. Can't he fuck off?
Right? Yeah. And he was on the fucking. He was the poster boy for fucking Rewind. I'm like, he's like, I want Fortnite, and I'm like, what? What do you do? Know what Fortnite is, dipshit? What the fuck? What? And
that was embarrassing. Did you see that drunk?
Thing.
Oh, I was saying, how would you guys feel? You're seeing episode 9, and sure enough, they do a flashback to Empire Strikes Back where Yoda says, "There's another," and they're like, "Rey, that was you, so you got to save the day."
I will lose it if they do that. I will go nuts.
But that being said, I would not put it past them. Like I would not put anything past them.
Yep.
There's nothing you can tell me that I wouldn't go, yeah, I could see them doing that.
Yep. I will actually put my life on hold for a solid 2 months and just make videos destroying that movie. Like just I'll do what Jeremy does from Geeks and Gamers, and I love Jeremy, but I'll do that, but I'll do like detailed, scripted, in-depth profanity tirade shit, just one after the other. I'll run those movies if they even think about doing Yoda. And
you guys heard it here live. Anomaly Inc. will be doing multiple videos if they touch Yoda in episode 9.
I'm zenning. I'm trying to calm down.
The way they could tell us anything, like as a mind experiment, pretend you haven't seen Last Jedi, and I come along and describe Luke to you, what he's going to be like in this film. And I describe this loser who can't fight or look after himself, doesn't give a fuck about anyone, doesn't care about his sister, tried to kill his nephew, and then sucks green milk out of a big manatee's tit, and it goes all over his chin. Would you think I was telling you the truth?
No.
Nope.
No.
So anything goes now. Anyone tells me anything, I'm like, yep, that could be in it. And this is the reason I can't boycott it. I've got to go. I've got to see how much they can kick George Lucas in the balls, or how hard they can kick him.
Yeah, if you had told me that this is what Luke was gonna be like, I'd be like, that's a joke. Like, there's no way. But you know, I would have even let that slide if they had just, you know, like given Luke goes to the salt planet and becomes the Jedi Master that we know he is. I might have let half that stuff slide, but they just made him worse. You know, and the fact when Rey beats him in like a little lightsaber stick duel, and I'm like, all right, I'm done, man. Like that was horrible.
Just before that stick duel, and I've mentioned this in a video. And speaking of videos, I am still doing edited videos. People some people have complained doing a live show. They just want the edited ones. I'm still doing them. They just fucking take a long time. So I thought if I do this, I at least get to tell you that I'm still alive. And normally, you know all about this, don't you? You just recently did a video about it.
Yeah, no, so yeah, it's hard to, because you know when you do videos for so long and all of a sudden you do streams, like it's just people can be turned off a little bit by it, but like, you know, ultimately it's content you're putting out there. You know what I mean?
you want to get to talk to people and just not be sitting in a room on your own constantly editing videos, which I do enjoy, and they are coming. But back to that fight with Rey and Luke, I never get past at the start of that fight. She whacks him in the back. I've mentioned this in the video. She hits him in the back of the head for no reason with a stick, and she's our hero, and that's Luke Skywalker. And we're meant to believe that Rian Johnson likes fucking Luke Skywalker. Like, I've never understood that scene. She just slams him straight in the back of the head because a guy she likes said that he's bad. And he saved the fucking universe.
Yep.
And remember...
He's like 60 as well.
He's an old man now.
Yeah. Remember, this takes place literally like 2 hours after The Force Awakens, where she's like, you're a monster, Kylo. You killed my Han Solo daddy, and you're gonna pay for that. And then like 3 hours later, or the next day, she's hitting Luke in the back of the head. You know, you're just like, what? Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, we've all seen someone attractive. You know, like an attractive girl's hard to say no to. But if I'd seen an attractive girl slice her mum through the chest and murder her the day before, it would be a little bit harder to see her as attractive. I'm not saying I couldn't, but I'm just saying it would make it a little bit harder. Like, she doesn't seem to care that he killed his own father. He didn't just kill somebody he was fighting. He just slaughtered his father, and she can still get wet for him.
Yeah, see, you Australian people are a special folk. You could date axe murderers because we hear in America that there's more dangerous things that could kill you in Australia than an axe murderer that you marry. So I tip my hat to you both for surviving this long in life from where you live.
We dig crazy chicks in Australia.
Yes, that's what I hear. That's what I hear. And the Australian men that can't handle the crazy chicks end up in America like Steele Saunders. So.
Yes, exactly. But you have a special type of crazy over there. I don't know if it's just more people videoing the crazy, but yeah, it's definitely a special type of crazy. Let me get back to these super chats and just make sure. Conga Red, well, I've just read, where'd he go? Conga Red Jr., haven't you seen the deleted footage from Return of the Jedi where the Emperor arrives on DS2, Death Star 2, Vader says, swap dog, and they both dab? Look, again, what we were just saying. I would believe it if they did that. I would not put that past them. Sith Kryptonian. You know, Sith got a very interesting apology yesterday from Jason Ward. And for those of you out there that don't know Jason Ward, he does, what's it, Making Star Wars? Is that what it's called?
I think so. He's like the biggest shill, is he not?
Yeah. And he did one of those, white guy insults to Sith. And Sith had to go back at him about, I'm not as white as you might think, more or less. And and Jason Ward actually apologized to him.
Wow.
So if Sith was white, I don't think he would have got that apology. But he says, breaking news, in light of Steele living in California, the United States has given the entire state to Russia. Yeah, I don't like the guy. That could be extreme. And Sith said again, them being siblings won't stop Raylos. They will just say their love is stronger than blood. Ugh. That's, yeah, those Raylos, they can get into anything.
Where did 3PO go? 3PO's he's in the backstage.
Am I? Let me just go back to it. Hang on. I was on the reading the super chats.
I gotcha.
Are you back, drunk?
Yeah, I think I accidentally hit a button and
you weren't offended about us saying that your crazy women are crazier than Australian women.
Yeah, we were. Out of curiosity, Mr. Robot Head, how long did it take you to edit your lightsaber video?
Oh, that one. Actually, that one wasn't too bad. That probably took me. I'm guessing because I had to do other things at the same time. Probably at least a week, I'd say. But the one that stupid things people say, defending Last Jedi, I think that's what it's called. That one took me longer than that. That one took me ages because, yeah, finding clips when you don't use any other footage except clips and you edit, and every second can have about 5 clips, just takes a long time. And just making sure that it all makes sense and people are going to listen to it and actually enjoy it. But yeah, it takes a long time. So I wish I could do a Jeremy or Ethan and just turn on the mic and talk, and that was what people wanted to see. But the edits they take a while. And normally, again, you know all about this, don't you?
Yep. The writing, the editing of the audio, which is probably the worst because like it's just you listen to your voice and you're just like taking out this clip, taking out this clip, taking out this clip, make sure the audio flows. Yeah, and then you got to put in the visual shit. I try to make like a backdrop. So basically, it has backdrop for context that's on loop, but throughout I'll throw in like still images and shit for specific things. Like the Plinkett response I just did. It's pretty evident of that. Like it has a Star Wars game as a backdrop, but like if I talk about the Darth Maul fight, I'll have the Darth Maul fight on like double speed, and I'll have it in like a little window, and then I'll have like screenshots of Rogue One because that's the movie we're talking about. Yeah, so but everyone's different.
If I do a trailer reaction or something, which I don't do a lot of, I'll cheat a bit, and not have, so many cutscenes and things like that. But when I do a proper video, which I'm working on one now, yes, getting the script together and then the audio together and then the clips together, and then making sure that it's interesting and funny, yes, can take time. But I plan on continuing doing it because I do. It's fun, but yeah, it just takes time. Have you done any sort of edited videos like that, Drunk?
Yes. I just use photos because it's a lot easier, and that takes about a day or two. The problem is I'll record it and I'll listen to my voice and go, wow, that was horrible. So let me do it. You know the worst part? Like you ever edit a video and then you realize, then you play it back and you realize like your levels weren't set properly and you're just like, wow. Now I got to go reread everything and stuff like that. So it's just, yeah. It's fun, though. You're right, man. It is fun.
Irate Media said, Star Wars is so messed up that Raylo makes no difference at this point. Yes, that's true. Doesn't make any difference. I like people that really defend it. And when I say it, I actually mean it, that there's some films about vampires that you're going to absolutely love. Like there's, what are the films I'm thinking of? The kitty vampire films? Oh, don't leave me hanging here.
That one I don't know.
The vampire films that the young girls like. Come on,
Twilight.
Twilight, that's what I'm thinking of.
You said kitty films. I was just like, yeah, you're right, though. They are kitty films. So you're right. You're right.
So RevKev reviews. Hello, RevKev reviews. If they make Rey the chosen one, I will snap. Well, I think they already have, haven't they? Like,
oh
God, can she get any better? Like it would be impossible for her to get any better. But I'm sure they'll find a way. fucking The Chosen One. None of that means anything now. So we can just delete all those films. Nicholas Glenn saw Rambo tonight. Oh, you guys going to go see Rambo?
Yes.
I didn't realize it was out. Otherwise, I would have seen it. But I'm pumped as hell to see it because, like,
I don't think it's out in Australia. Not that I know of, anyway.
No, my friend works at the local cinema, and he told me it came out last night. And I was like, God, really? And I was like, I've been like, honestly, with all the shit that's come out lately, I never was interested in Rambo 5. But I'm just like, you know what? It's about fucking time I saw a Stallone blood and guts fest. I've been missing that shit. We might not get many more the way Hollywood's going. At least Stallone's rich enough to still make his own movies and shit. Same as
he doesn't give a shit.
Like Mel Gibson and stuff.
Stallone's a genius. He's a fucking genius. He's unbelievable. I'll get back to Nicholas Glenn. He said saw Rambo tonight and it was awesome and full of toxic masculinity. What's up, Jay? How was your date with Jeremy today? Ah, there you go. Drunk. They want to know about your date.
If you don't know, my name is Jay. So he's talking to me. My date with Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers was interesting. Like he got me in his sports car, his Audi, and scared me a lot. So, you know, he was really gunning that thing. And then
don't tell me the Z car's gone.
It still broke down. He's trying to get it fixed. So he still has it, but he hasn't gotten it fixed. How does Australians like the Rambo movies? Like, because I know that's kind of like American thing.
I don't know. We like him. We like Stallone here.
Yeah, okay. we're very keen on him.
Yeah,
but I mean, did you guys ever get a sense like this is how Americans are?
Yeah, we know that's how you are. That's why we like it.
Some of my favorite questions from Australians, from Aussies, I guess, if I'm allowed to say that term, are all about guns. They always
we're fascinated. We are fascinated with guns because none of us own any guns. Like, unless you're a farmer, you're not going to have a gun, or a criminal.
You're not allowed
to have a gun drunk?
You're not allowed to own a gun.
Oh, you can, but we're just not that interested in them. It's not just part of our way of life.
Really?
Yeah, we had a massacre back in what was it, 1998? Was it Redwood?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was in 98.
And ever since then, you know, the Australian Parliament grew a brain, unlike the American Congress, and said, hand them fucking autos and, you know, take them off the streets.
Anomaly. It's like, fuck, they have guns. Watch what you say.
Yeah.
And they don't have much gun violence anymore, which is...
Yeah, they asked for everyone to hand in their automatics or semi-automatics. I don't even know what they were. And everyone just went, oh, righto then. Like, fuck it. Okay, that was pretty bad. And yeah, most of them got handed in. But yeah, it's pretty rare to know someone owns a gun. But you can get them. It's just, it's just not part of our sort of culture over here to own one. So when we see photos of people with machine guns and that, it's like, fuck, you really are living like a Mad Max lifestyle over there. Like, and if everyone else had them, I'd have them too. If my neighbors had them, then I'd fucking have them. No one does.
If you guys ever come over and visit me in my state of Florida, it's an open carry. It's a stand your ground law, which means I could walk down the street to the local Publix grocery store and purchase a gun on my way home. So yeah, that's how easy they are to get here.
I'll tell you one thing. You'll never catch me in Texas if I go to America. I've heard some things about Texas. Pretty wild, that state. Very not very charitable, shall we say, to I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, like, apparently you can get away with a lot over there, and the people there are very defensive. I don't know if defensive is the right word, but
I'm just going to point out again, like the red letter media stuff, that normally doesn't speak for the Robot Head Corporation here. So his only purpose to come on is to try and piss off every state. He's just going to do it one at a time.
Well, it's actually a compliment to Texas. To be honest. I'm saying Texas should be revered.
People are saying Texas is amazing in the chat, so you're just kidding.
Yeah. I've actually had some friends live there for a while, and they said it was awesome.
Oh man,
So
you
look
know,
at me backpedaling. I'm backpedaling for the other Aussie here.
if I shared this story before, you could stop me if I shared it on the last live stream. But I was in a convenience store, and I'm pretty sure you know what a convenience store is?
Yes.
So you can get
We
soda.
we grew up on American TV. We know
Okay,
it all.
okay. So I was in a convenience store, and I had a Sprite and Pepsi. Sprite in one hand and Pepsi in another. I was getting some chips, and two guys came in. They had masks on, shotguns, and they didn't shoot anything, but they were just like, freeze, like, don't move. And I had my hand, I just kind of stood there, and I was holding on to these 2-liter sodas. And the guy's like, I see. He screams at me like, I told you to drop it. And so I just opened my hand and I dropped the 2 liters on the floor. And the Sprite kind of busted open a little bit. And nothing happened. There was like a lady there, and she was a little upset. And they robbed the convenience store. And
this is what we don't understand when people say, "Oh, doesn't everything in Australia want to kill you?" And it's like, yeah, but the things that kill you here, you can stand on them and kill them, like a little spider or something, or avoid the snakes. We don't have people with guns pointing them at us, so it's a bit easier.
The worst part is after something like that happens, you have to sit around and wait for the police to show up and do a report. I just wanted to go home and watch some. I think that some basketball games were on or something, and I was like, "Can I just go home?" And they're like, "No, you got to stay here and do a report and all that." Like, "Are you okay, sir? Are you okay?" "I'm fine. Nothing happened. I just want to go home. Can I still pay for this? Because I got to go home." You know.
And again, I imagine it's like Stallone's Cobra. Have you ever seen that film?
Yeah, that was a great film.
Where it's the illness and he's the cure. That's what I expected would have happened next. I expect every time someone gets robbed over there, something like that happens. Like watching that or RoboCop or Dirty Harry, I'm just expecting that it's just guns blazing and they all get taken down.
It happens. It happens.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's definitely not our it's definitely we the gun thing isn't us. So did you guys see this photo going around during the week?
Yes.
Of Ray. Look, and I promise I will not always talk about lightsabers. I can talk about other things, but this photo was fucking ridiculous. Why they would push the way she's holding it there. And so I saw that, and then I put up this version to just make fun of it, about that she gets blasted straight in the face. The first one I made was this. It had all blood splurting out, but then I didn't know what Twitter's rules were about having blood splurting out of a woman's face as she gets shot, you know, her head disintegrated. So yeah, I just stuck with the anti-blood version. But then fucking people just came at me saying Ahsoka and other characters in the cartoons and the games had that stance with the lightsaber. And I'd like to ask, if either of you know more about those characters, didn't they all have 2 lightsabers, which would make more sense? Like, what the fuck would she do if you were shooting her from the right-hand side there? What could she possibly do to stop that?
That's a good question. Yeah, I think Ahsoka had 2 lightsabers, but I'm never really watched. I've never really. And there was a character from Force Unleashed who had 2 lightsabers. And there was Starkiller from the Force Unleashed who actually held his lightsaber like that too. Because it's kind of pissing me off that they've got her holding it like Starkiller. Because Starkiller was actually trained very fucking well by Darth Vader. So that's why he can hold a lightsaber like that. He can do it fucking once.
That's why I said, you know, learn how to hold the lightsaber correctly. People are like, "Oh, don't you fucking know nothing about Star Wars because these characters held it like that." It's like, yeah, they probably had some fucking training. They probably had someone teach them how to do it. Like, it doesn't mean she could fucking do it. Like, yeah, just have you watched the cartoons at all, Drunk? Have you watched Clone Wars?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Jeremy told me like a year ago to watch them, Jeremy Geese and Gamers, and I still keep meaning to do it. So before the new season comes out, I must catch up. So because he has a love affair for Ahsoka, doesn't he?
So my second video on the Geeks and Gamers channel was about this very picture, because the mainstream media in America are comparing this photo, not the one that you made, which was kind of funny,
This
But
one.
yeah, this photo with Ahsoka Tano saying that she is just like, she goes, oh wow, they're gonna make Rey into Ahsoka Tano, which is like, oh my god, do not compare. See, this is the problem. What they do, they're taking this character, they're taking the character of Rey, and they're doing everything in their power to have people like her by comparing her to other characters, by destroying other characters to build her up. They have not given this character anything for us, to stand on their own. They have to do these comparisons or tear downs to try to build this character of Rey up to whatever she's making. Now, I honestly think this photo is from The Last Jedi when she's swinging it at that rock.
Oh, it definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just, for some reason, decided to be a good one
Now,
to use to get
are
people
you
excited.
able to share my screen? Because something just happened on Twitter with Rian Johnson and this.
Really?
Photo. Yeah.
Show it.
On this photo.
Can you just click
add
on
screen?
Drunk 3PO screen? All right, so here it is here.
Return of the Man Baby, everyone.
So Pablo Hidalgo is mad at you, Robot Head, for making that. So here's Pablo Hidalgo, and he says,
I was actually going to put up Pablo's in a second to show his response, like that they're actually annoyed that we're laughing at this. So sorry, go Drunk.
yeah, no, this is exactly it. But he has a little spelling error here. He says, this is the entirety of Rey's backwards grip into one photo. Dudes are getting mad and nude about it. Thumbs up.
I didn't understand the nude bit, but I'll go with it.
I think nude was a I think he was saying rude, but he wrote nude instead. And then Rian Johnson just chimed in. Honestly, if they really wanted to break me.
What does he mean by that? What does that even mean?
That's what I'm saying. Can you help me out? I don't speak Rian
His
Johnson.
tweets have always been retarded. I mean, he never explicitly says what he means because that's part of his shtick. See, he'll say something that's provocative and trolling, but he'll never like outright say it. He'll say it in like this pretentious fucking way that's like the majority of his fucking films, like Looper and The Last Jedi, and what else has this idiot made?
Yeah,
But
what
the
is
people
Rick?
that love
I
him,
think Rick
like,
was pretty pretentious.
they want him to be their soy Tarantino. Like they're so keen to I think I've lost my screen here. What's happened?
I
Screen
stopped
share?
screen sharing.
Oh, that's okay. No, I'm just going to do mine again. They so badly want him to be important. Like people will lap that up and clap and tweet back, oh, Ryan, you're the greatest, you're the funniest. And it makes you sick reading it. You think, why are you doing this? Why are you fucking so into this guy? Like I'm confused why they're so into him. Like he's even if you liked him, he hasn't done that much. Like he's okay, I suppose, if you like him. Like personally, I don't. But yeah, that tweet will get a huge response from his followers telling him how fucking wonderful he is.
It's crazy.
I don't know how they do it. It's like why. Sorry, I'm losing my place here. I'm just kind of bewildered that anyone can like get behind that guy after the way not just the film, but how he's conducted himself over the past. It's like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like he's really, he really needs or is like shooting for the support of the real SJW crazies out there who just want to just latch onto this film because it speaks to them with all the fucking statements it has. Because that's the only thing he's got to back him. Everyone else with a fucking brain wants nothing to do with him.
But that's what his career's become. Like, there was that article recently, and the video I'm working on has got something to do with this article. But in part of it, he said that he has a literal Nazi in there that learned to be a Nazi off the internet. And then he goes on about how, that's not unusual. That's just like anyone's on the internet. That's what you come across. Like he believes all that shit and says it, sells it. And that's what his career is now. Like he's just worked out. Well, I mean, he probably fucking believes all that. He seems like he's fucking fully on board, but he's saying everything the left want to hear, everything they want to hear to give him work, give him money, let him make films. Yeah. It's just, that's what he does now, like remember when filmmakers were rebels, and would go against the grain, and now people like him get money thrown at them.
Crazy.
That's why I love Mel Gibson's stuff. He's about as controversial as they get, but fuck it, I love him. Like Hacksaw Ridge, man. That was like, have you seen Hacksaw Ridge by any chance?
No, I keep meaning. It's one of those ones. Every time someone mentions it, I think I'm going to watch that tonight, and then I forget all about it again. Have you seen it, Drunk? Have you?
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
I will make sure you remember to watch this one, man. Trust me, you watch it. It came out in 2016. It got no release publicity, like hardly at all. Because Hollywood doesn't really like Mel Gibson that much, but even they loved the movie. They saw it and they're like, Jesus Christ, this man can make a movie.
He made it for nothing.
Sorry.
He made it for nothing. Like he spent hardly. It was like a few $1 million or whatever. What he made it for, I know that because I saw him interviewed and he was talking. They asked him about why he works on such small budgets, and he was saying he wouldn't know what to do with all that money. Like if they gave him, 100 million, he was laughing, going, "I don't even know what the fuck you'd do with that money." Just go to a location and shoot. That's it. So yeah, So since it came out, I wanted to see that film.
Man, it is one of the most unapologetically badass. Not really. It's not really framed as a badass movie, but like it is like one of the most unapologetic war movies you'll ever see. Like I'm talking like, I don't want to be controversial and like put it on Saving Private Ryan's level, but it is a fucking good war movie, man. It is. It's the best to come out in like maybe you guys seen We Were Soldiers that starred him. That's like one of the last war movies that I really liked. He's made a few good war movies. Or was like starred him as We Were Soldiers. The Patriot, which is fucking amazing.
Well, you love Mel Gibson, right?
I adore him. I actually went to the high school that he got expelled from.
He's got that magic that like Stallone has, Schwarzenegger understands. He doesn't sort of do it himself. Even Tom Cruise has. They get filmmaking. They get like whether it's Tom Cruise, it's more sort of light. They get what people want to see at the pictures. Well, Mel Gibson stuff's a lot heavier, but he gets how to make a film, like how you get in there for 2 hours and you just get this story that does something. He's the old school movie star, and not just making films, and also the way he lives, drinking and fighting and hating on people. So.
I say, as long as he makes good films, let him do what he fucking wants.
I
have a super chat here from Dan the Man. He says, in the first scene of The Force Awakens, Kylo had enough power to stop blaster fire in midair, and we never see comparable power again. Then he gets shot. I never thought about that.
Oh yeah, that I still like that opening scene of Force Awakens. I think the music and the fire, the bits of flame coming up, and he walks off and he stops that. I think it's a fucking great scene. It's what happens. It's what happens later on. That so a friend of mine still laughs that I like that film and now how much I hate them, but they don't get that. I didn't think he would be turned into more of a pathetic teenager. Like I thought that first film, that pathetic side was his growth with jump years, and he'd be fucking scary, But yeah, just didn't happen.
I'll tell you guys the story of seeing The Force Awakens with my brother, because like it was the second time I was seeing it, and it was the first time he was seeing it. And he was like, "I'll see if they make decent Star Wars going forward." And is my audio coming through okay?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So basically, he saw it, and like as it went on, it's like, dude, this is A New Hope. I'm like, yeah, dude, but come on, say it was like, dude, it's A New Hope. And I'm like, all right, it gets better. He's like, I do like this guy though. I do like this guy. And then like he takes off his mask and he starts talking as like Adam Driver, and he looks. My brother just looks over me. He's just like, shit, cut.
Wow.
He's just like, what a shit. And I was just like, yeah, he's. I kind of wish he was the mask.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to see him the whole time. I thought it was going to be like a Judge Dredd thing. Like it would he would maybe, maybe like the OT, we'd see him in the end or the second film. I was surprised how early they took the mask off, and he had that beautiful hair. His hair was just done. It was lovely underneath, but it's yeah, it was a bit jarring. Yeah, just a little bit jarring. But now we know. Nicholas Glenn said Stallone may be doing a Cobra sequel and Tango and Cash. Saying Tango and Cash sequel.
Really?
What he would, again, like believing anything that could happen in the next Star Wars film. You could tell me that Stallone was going to make anything, I'd believe him, because everyone laughs at him every time he goes to go back to the Rocky Well or I was going to say First Blood. That's showing how I see the Rambo films or the Rambo films. You know, people used to laugh at him for going back to that. Now everyone's like, oh yeah, he'll make another $1 billion fucking dollars. Like, let him do it. Is Stallone as big in the States as he is worldwide?
Yes. Yeah, he's a Miami man too. Lives in Miami. Or he has a home in Miami, so in Florida. He's probably has a home in every state in America if he wants to. But yeah, no, he's well respected, and everybody loved his work except for this last Rambo film, and the critics came out and just said it's toxic masculinity, and don't go see it. Man, we just live in this weird time right now. It's just weird.
See, Miami, like you were saying, he sees Australia. It's just like Miami Vice and Scarface. More probably Scarface. That's how I see Miami. Like, it's just cops getting around in Ferraris and people selling drugs everywhere and killing each other with machine guns.
They also have a nude beach. So
Australia's got plenty of nude beaches. We used to have a lot more. Actually, I think just about any beach in Australia you can go nude.
Oh, yeah? Just have at it.
You get the guns, we get the cocks out. That's just how it goes.
I actually swam off, jumped off my. We were on a boat trip with a fam, and I jumped off the boat and swam to the shore. And it was on the other side of Sydney. We hadn't really boated there before. It was a rental boat, and we're just having a little trip around. I swam to the shore, and I was like, "Yes, I made it to the shore." And I was like, where are the pants? Where am I? I'm going back in the water now. It's like I accidentally ended up on a new beach.
Yes, I accidentally end up there sometimes too, just by accident.
I will never go swimming in Australia because you could die.
No, it's not that bad. It's all part of the excitement.
Yeah.
It's like us saying we can't go to the convenience store because we'll get shot.
Well, I didn't get shot. Bad. I just got robbed. So it's all right. See, they even sell wallets here in America where it's like, the money clips, and they're like, if you get robbed, throw your cash on the table, and that way they don't run off with your driver's license and stuff. So it's like, yeah, all right. But now too many people don't carry cash much over here. So it's almost, people don't really get mugged much if they don't have cash because, if they steal your credit cards, you could shut them off really quick. So,
and you could wear one of those bulletproof backpacks they're selling to the school kids.
Yeah, right. Well, many schools here, you either have to have a clear backpack, or the bulletproof backpacks are available, but you got to let the principal know that you have one, because most of the backpacks they want them to be clear.
Where do you hide your ciggies, your smokes, and your drugs if you got a clear backpack?
You can't. Someone asked in the chat, in America, do they have beds with guns hidden in them? Yes, they sell them in any store, any bed store. You can find one with a hidden gun chamber in it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, and Drunk, you wanted to have a chat about YouTube. You were saying.
Yeah, I was curious about your first video that you ever put out. How many views did it get? Your very first video.
The first one?
Yeah.
I think what's it? I think it's at 500,000 now, I think.
So
have a look.
You dropped one video and it has 500,000 views.
Yes, I think it got. This sounds. Look, I usually don't jerk off in public. This sounds I'm jerking off in public.
It helps.
But the first one, just by luck, it I think in the first week it did 100,000 or something like that, or in the first couple of weeks or something. It did, yeah. And now I think it's at 500,000, something like that.
Anomaly, you remember your first video?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember my first video.
How many views did it get?
About 81 views.
Yeah, exactly.
After like 2 months, so.
I think my first video was 50 views, and here comes Robot Head with 500,000.
Well, my third video was my fifth video, because I did 3 videos on The Last Jedi. I was only on like 30 subscribers at the time. I did my Last Jedi rant, and that got up to 22,000 views. So,
but can you imagine the abuse I copped? Like I did it just for a laugh, thinking 8 people would watch it. Not for a laugh, but just, give this a go. And 8 people would watch. And then, like, I'm getting comments constantly. And you get lots of good ones, but like everyone, you don't even remember them. You do. That sounds terrible. I just mean that they don't register like the negative ones. So, like, I got up the next day and was like, you're a cunt. Fuck you. And, you should fucking... It's like... Fuck me. Like, I'm going to keep doing this. This is great. I'm upsetting people all over the fucking world. Normally, it's just people I know that I upset, and now I can just branch out and upset everyone. No, but it was quite a shock to see how abusive people could be. So and that made it quite sort of simple to just sort of go, I can't get back to YouTube comments. So, like, that's when I started a Twitter, and I thought, if they really want to have an argument, they can get me on Twitter. But if it's through the comments, like, I just couldn't keep up. That sounds so wanky, but there was just too many coming in that I just sort of thought, I'll make a rule here where I don't really get back to them. Now I've started getting back to more of the comments on there. I wish I could get back to everyone, but it's the comments I think the comments can be one of the greatest things from being a YouTuber, because I can read them and just piss myself laughing from people, nice things, but the way people do it. And I love the people, even if they have a go at you, they're funny about it. Like, they'll think of a funny put down. The ones that just can't or fuck you, like, who cares? But yeah, if they think of something funny, that's a good. And I even like some of them just to annoy people. But then the comment section I find just as entertaining as the videos, because people, it taught me so much about how funny the general public are. General public, like, we're all part of it, but just most people are funny. You get the annoying pricks, and then you get really funny comments and really funny put downs. It's it's quite interesting. But yeah, it was definitely jumping in the deep end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is like, for many people that are on YouTube, it's almost a daily grind to try to get to the success that you've had, and you should be proud of your success. Honestly, you should take your videos are absolutely amazing. And again, I'd never heard of you until you asked me for that photo out of the blue, and I never would have known you if it wasn't for Twitter, And it was just like, and then I'm telling my friends, I'm like, hey man, I'm going to be in this guy's YouTube video. Maybe it'll get like, 100. Maybe it'll get. But like
everyone, I think you're grateful, no matter who's watching and liking it. You know what I mean? Like, it's it's trust me, it's hard to make money no matter how many views you get. So it's just that community feel. Like, there's people that I only know through Twitter that I've never actually spoken to. Drunk. We only spoke for the first time, was it 2 weeks ago when we did a live one? Like, actually spoke to each other, even though we'd messaged each other a lot. But there's people through Twitter, and that I only know through Twitter, who you start just counting as friends. Like, it's just funny, like I said with the comments. So, like, I appreciate everyone that watches it. Like, I like getting the views because you just feel like it's worth it. But it's still it's just unbelievable that anyone wants to hear me crap on.
I never had a conversation with you because I was, after that the lightsabers video dropped, I shared it with all my friends, and it was like 5,000 at the time views maybe, and I was like, this is so cool. And then I go back 3 days later, it's like 1 million, and I'm like so then I'm like nervous to talk to you. I'm like, okay, he's a big time. I don't want to push my luck. I don't want to.
People are going to think People are going. I think I bring you on so you do this. You think they're going to think?
My thing was, look, my interaction with large YouTubers were always negative, like the John Gampi, like they just snobby and they think they're
but all those pricks, they just want to keep it to themselves. Like they've been doing it for so long, you know. They just they're just annoyed anyone else gets views, you know. Like you had Steele fucking having a go at you, you know. It's ridiculous. So it's
but you were so approachable, so cool, so you know I'm very honored. And same with an Anomaly. I mean, he approached me to be on a live stream with him, and I was like, wow, dude, this guy's it's awesome. You know,
just so people know, if you want to be on this show, I send you a contract where you have to sign off on praising me and any extra favors. That's the only way you can get on.
I'm still working on. I know I'm the American, so I have the longer praise report I got to turn in. So
that is one of the biggest differences between Australians and Americans is the praise and the feeling good about doing well. Australians have the opposite approach. We don't praise anyone, and we never think we're going to do well. So it's always a nice surprise.
It is.
You have a $5 super chat from Criminal Imagination. Says holding a sword behind the wrist used to be cool back when I played Capcom Strider and Strider 2, but the design of the plasma sword makes it work.
I totally agree, because if you look, here we are. We'll bring this up now. Hang on. I just put this aside as just, you know, this scene that Pablo said we're all going crazy about. You know, the difference between how lightsabers used to be seen through a fucking door.
Yeah.
Close the blast doors.
I can't record the robot. Yeah. Can we just all soak in the brilliance of the Phantom Menace? I love it. I love it.
I love when this door shuts that the second door still just goes around the lightsaber. Like it's just
That detail.
So like look at the fucking damage that thing could do. As I've said before, it would take your fucking head off, you know, and then we get this. She just picked it up and it went right next to her face. So yeah, for that super chat, that's I couldn't. Where was it again? The plasma sword makes it work. It's just the swinging a lightsaber around like that and just not giving a fuck when it can go through a door like that is just absolutely ridiculous. I love that shot where they're going through the door.
No, yeah.
I mean, there's bad bits in this film, and then I mean, I love these guys too.
Blast doors.
There's bad bits. There's great bits too. But normally
I love the Viceroy. He's great. That duo.
Oh man, I'm getting roasted in the chat. So funny.
Who's roasting you? What are you getting roasted for?
Because I was giving you some praise. People are just like, robot head poops gold and smells like roses.
See, you don't understand. It's you don't want to be praised too much. People fucking turn on you.
He said, someone wrote, robot head will smack people and it will improve their looks.
Yes, well, we all know C-3PO. You are the most handsome man on YouTube. So
I don't even know how that got started, but it just seems to be.
Just go with it.
Yeah, at this point, it's just not. I'm gonna go with it.
While we're looking at the lightsaber, I think I mentioned this on the last live stream. I love the guy training Rey. I got the clip to show where he's just confused about how quickly she can learn. When I say Rey, I'm talking about Daisy. How quickly she can learn it. This always makes me laugh. And I wanted to use this in my lightsaber video, but in the end I cut it out. But I just wanted to show you.
I was planning to teach her the whole routine
in 3 days, but she surprisingly learned everything in an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Like I said 2.5 hours and I was exaggerating. Like that I love that scene because either she is fucking incredible or he is the worst teacher I've ever seen. Like, have you ever taught something and thought this will take me days to teach someone and an hour and a half later they're perfect at it? Like, you'd be shocked.
Wow.
Like, wow.
He's just so...
months of training, man. Like,
yeah.
Not to mention, it looks like it looks retarded. She's like swinging it around, and it's just like, okay, it looks like a baby swinging a baton. Like, what the fuck are you doing? That's a lightsaber.
That's what cracks me up, is that like he's like, hang on, an hour and a half, and then like, look at it.
Wait, can I actually rewind to Ray doing it slowly? If you can slow it up a little bit, I'll show you what's wrong with this because it always kind of bugs me how yeah. I'll show you what's really gets me about this choreography.
Is it this next bit?
You see Ray swinging it around like she's like throwing a baseball bat, and I'm like, look how far she's winding up. There's like, it's not. I mean, it's like cookie cutter choreography. It's like the easiest thing ever, but there's like so much wasted movement. You know what I mean? Like
people talk about the backwards. People talk about the backwards grip. Like this movement here, if it was facing the other way, would make so much more sense. Like even this, it's like her enemy's in front of her and it's like behind her and then next to her, but her enemy's still in front of her. Like it's just so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And this was my favorite.
Yeah.
Just the swing in her back. Oh my God.
I love it.
Yeah, so I love that clip. When I saw that, I don't know why I cut it out of the video because just his confusion in that. It's like they just. It's like it's like Rian Johnson's this huge racist, and he just thinks any Asian guy knows about martial arts, and they just picked anyone. And this guy's trying his best, and he's like, "I just came up with something, and she can fucking do it. Just swinging it around her head." Like I don't. It's just the best. This whole film just keeps giving.
Oh gosh, does it? Robot Head, you received about 3 or 4 super chats that have disappeared in my.
Let's see if I refresh if I can get them here. Here we go. Trencher 1375 just got here, but I suspect that the Mandalorian character will be a goof and he will be carried by a generic brown-haired battle girl. Yes, I can imagine that. That was the worst thing. What's the character in Solo that ended up being a young girl? The have you guys seen Solo?
I only saw it once, so I don't remember much.
Enfys Nest, who looked pretty cool, and then takes the mask off, and it's like a young girl again. People in the cinema I was in. Hey, do you use the word cinema? C3PO? C3PO, drunk 3PO?
Yeah, cinema.
Because I said that one day and someone made a comment about that we should all start using that word. And I thought, oh, maybe it's not a word you use over there. Just the...
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers say theater?
We say... Florida, we say movies. We're going to the movies.
Jeremy says theater.
Yeah. We all know what that means.
I like it. Spuddle, Beduddle, Manuddle. I like that name. Everyone got to have a ton of training to even come close to using a double-sided lightsaber, and Ray only having half-assed single-handed training, and suddenly Ray has a Swiss Army lightsaber. So fucking true. I mean, every day. The comments I still get on that lightsaber video about people saying that she was good with the staff, and it's like, I don't give a fuck what you're good with. A staff doesn't rip your head off or burn you if you just put it against your body. Like even that maneuver we just watched, how easy would it be to kill yourself? You're swinging around like a MIG weld around your face. Caesar Augustus SW movies ranked best to worst in your opinion. Oh, we'll do that in a second. That should be pretty easy. Humour, Eduardo Rodriguez Medrano. That was a mouthful. Robot Head. From where is your accent? You speak like Scottish Thunderfoot. Well, I don't know Scottish Thunderfoot. Does anyone know Scottish Thunderfoot?
No.
The amount of people that think that I have a British accent always surprises me. So, and a lot of people have a go at me and say you're putting on a fake British accent, which is even funnier. No, me and myself and Anomaly are both from Australia, which is quite a few YouTubers getting around from Australia these days.
Yeah, they're up and coming. Hey, could I just stop you for a second, Robothead? The Asian supervisor you got up there on the board. I want to read this out from Chameleon Prime. It says Asian Justin Bieber.
Wow.
I was like, how many points is that? Good shit, mate. Good shit. I was like, I know we picked that up, but goddamn, Justin Bieber, 40s. He was Asian. Hong Kong. That mopped up.
I reckon Justin Bieber would have done a better choreography for that fighting. Like, how many videos do you come across of people making their own lightsaber fights that look better? That's what blows me away. Like, you could get, like, the whole world could have done something better than what they ended up with. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever get over this. People will be no longer watching my videos, and I'll still be pumping out about fucking lightsabers and how fucking annoyed I am with Rian Johnson.
You know their new excuse now. It's like, it's been 2 years. You don't need to talk about it anymore. And I'm like, we still talk about A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back. We still talk about the Phantom. I mean, we still talk about that. How are you going to tell us to stop talking about this in 2 years? Like,
Pablo saying, this is the scene that they're all going on about. I forget his name. There was a guy, he works for Lucasfilm, was saying, his dig was, are they still talking about this? And I thought, imagine working for Lucasfilm and you don't want people talking about a film that came out, a year and a half, 2 years ago. Like, that's their attitude. It's just that fucking move on. Like, that film's been out. Like, why would you still be talking about it? And like you said, we talk about A New Hope. Like, that's the whole point of Star Wars. That's why it's different, but they'll never understand that.
Crazy.
Yeah. I'd love to see in the offices there what sort of work environment it is in there, like how how they all get along and all. Because does anyone ever get fired from that company? Has one person ever disappeared or been moved on?
Who knows?
Seems like one of those companies, once you get a job and as long as you say the right things, you could be there for life.
Yeah, who knows? They're hush-hush about a lot of stuff.
Yes. Now, let me just check these super chats one more time. So, yes, I'm Australian, the accent, if anyone was confused. So, Americans can have problems with accents and where they come from. I think that's all of them. Well, that could be it for tonight. Unless you guys have anything you want to talk about.
I wanted to talk about that little misunderstanding I had with 3PO on Twitter. Do you want to tell the story, 3PO, or should I?
Oh, this sounds juicy.
You know what it is.
What are you talking about?
Remember that video you did for Geeks and Gamers, and you were in front of the camera and everything, and I forget what the video was about because all I did was like watch it for 3 seconds, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta apologize to this man. I was like, dude, this whole time I thought you were black.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, you've had white privilege all this time?
I don't think you have to apologize. You just thought he was that cool.
I can't be friends with you now. You got white privilege on you, boy. Unfollow, unsubscribe. No, I'm kidding.
That was funny. Do you know how many times people so I have face reveal videos on my channel. I have where I just use this avatar. And every time I just use this avatar, people are like, are you black? Are you white? Are you should
only
be
only in the pants.
I was like, I don't know. It's just the way just where I grew up, I guess. Look at people in the chat. Man, I thought you were black, 3PO. I can't say I have black friends anymore.
I'm glad to know I'm not the only one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, look at all these people. I totally thought he was black too.
Oh, well, I feel normal now, thankfully. Thank you, chat.
His skin changes with the season, someone said. Oh, sorry. Yes, someone said, can you answer my super chat question? We didn't get back to it. Hang on, let me go back to it. I'm sure I'm reading the right person. Yes. Caesar's Star Wars movies ranked best to worst in your opinion. I am going to ask you guys first, but I do have a theory when you're picking best. There's a bit of a difference between if they were going to delete all the others and you could only keep one and what you think's best. So I would have to say Empire's the best. But if they were going to delete them all except one, then I'd have to keep A New Hope. So I would go Empire, New Hope, and Return of the Jedi. And then episode probably 3, 2, 1. And then, even though I find it boring, if I had to add it in, I know then I'd go Holiday Special, and then Rogue One, Force Awakens, and then that's it. I think that's everything. What about you guys?
3PO, you want to?
I'm still reading the chat where everyone says, "Yeah, I think he was black." That's pretty funny. Anomaly, when you saw my face, you were like, "Whoa!"
I was like, wow, I had this all wrong.
Yeah, but you didn't say I was ugly. That's all. That's the main thing. You
No,
didn't say
no, definitely not.
It was awkward because at the time he was screaming to someone about having black friends and don't call me a racist. And then he realized when he saw the photo, just made it all very awkward.
My favorite, I would go episode 3. That's my first. And if I had to keep any of them, it'd be episode 3. And then I'd probably do almost the same one: Empire, A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones. You said the holiday special, didn't you?
Yeah. I'd put that before the Disney films.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Only because the actors are the proper actors.
Yeah, I think you're
signed off by George at one stage.
See, that's what people don't understand, how bad The Last Jedi ruined all the Disney films for me. That's how bad it was.
Yeah. What film did you see first?
I could tolerate, like, Rogue One had its moments. And then The Force Awakens, I watched Force Awakens like 6 times because I was excited about Luke.
Wow.
I was excited about Luke, like seeing Luke. And
what did you see first, Drunk? Which one? What was the very first Star Wars film
that I ever saw? Was Return of the Jedi.
Okay, I just thought because did you say episode 3 as your number one?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of times people say the first one they saw, is their favorite.
I was real young when I saw Return of the Jedi, and then we had cable growing up, so the Star Wars films were always on cable. But I don't know what it was. Episode 3, like the Anakin's fall. I know it had its problems. I know it had its dialogue problems and stuff, but I think it just I don't know. I really enjoyed Anakin.
Cable TV was the biggest thing I was jealous of growing up because in Australia we had 4 channels and no cable TV till I don't know when did we get cable 10 years ago or something. So as a kid you'd watch these American shows and they'd talk about cable TV, and we were still in the backwoods watching our 4 channels, and one was the government channel.
Oh gosh. Well, we had you had an apartment and cable was included, so
yeah,
that's how that worked.
Yeah,
I think you have 2 more super chats.
Anomaly, what order do you put them in?
Yeah, Anomaly.
Okay. Wait, are we talking favorites or best?
Well,
all right,
is there a difference?
I'll say best. All right. So, what I think of the best. So, I'm gonna
I'd
have
probably
to
have
go.
to. Sorry to jump in there. If you were saying best, I'd probably have to say New Hope because all the ideas were new. You know what I mean? So if you're
Yeah.
going best, it's hard to go past the original. But so yeah, best or favorite, whatever you think.
Best, I think, is Revenge of the Sith. Actually, I used to think it was Empire, but I've gone back and watched both, and I just can't. I mean, I would say Empire is a bit more like makes more sense, is objectively more well written and whatnot. But I think Revenge. It's unfair to judge it with Revenge of the Sith because of how ambitious Revenge of the Sith was trying to be with its story and how like apparently the rough cut was like 4 hours of Revenge of the Sith. It had to tie it down to like 2 hours 20 minutes. Anyway, so Revenge of the Sith, Empire. What is it? I think it was. I think A New Hope, and then I think Attack of the Clones, then Phantom Menace, then Jedi. I hold Jedi to be like the worst of the original 6, and then Rogue One. Then God, I don't know. Solo or Force Awakens. I'll probably go with Solo. I think Force
I forgot
Awakens.
about Solo.
I think I think
That's the problem with that
has aged
film.
better than Force Awakens, actually. So I have to put Force Awakens lower, and then obviously The Last Jedi is the lowest.
What would
We
you
shall
think if
see.
Solo, if they took that cast, fuck off the cinematographer because it looks like shit, but if they took that cast and didn't try and make it about Solo, if it would be any good? Because I like Woody Harrelson. Like, there's characters in there that I think are good and feel like Star Wars. Like, there's bits that feel like Star Wars, and as if they'd made a completely different story with all that effort and those actors, it could have been so much better.
Well, I think Aldrin would have been a better choice for Cassian in Rogue One.
Yes.
Perfectly honest. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call. I thought they could have made Solo should have been about like his father or something, you know, like so he wasn't trying to be exactly like Harrison Ford. Like it could have been his dad's story or something. And yeah, I just feel like inside there somewhere there's a movie that could be really good. You know, if I see bits and pieces on TV, I think, oh, that scene's not bad, or that's, you know, that design's good, or that character's good. But just the way it came together was fucking forgettable, obviously, because I didn't include it in my list.
Yeah,
Well,
I have nothing nice to say about Solo. Some people are like, yeah, it's okay. And I'm like, it's fine. Whatever.
I thought it was just really insulting as a movie and to the character. And there's nothing. I don't think there's any. I'll agree with Woody Harrelson. I liked him in that. They use Woody Harrelson for everything nowadays.
Yeah, it's that weird thing where they keep. This really confuses me too. I don't understand. Like we just saw Han Solo die in a film, so they do a film about Han Solo, and they do this constantly. It's like just because we went back to see Obi-Wan again in the prequels, that doesn't matter. But what a feeling to leave people. You see Han Solo get killed by his son in this shocking way, but then we go back and make a film where he's all happy again and got hope for the future. And it's just such a weird head fuck that they keep doing things like that. They keep going back and showing us people we've seen die. It's just, it's so strange to me.
Apparently Tony Stark's coming back as like a cameo or something in the Black Widow movie or something. I don't know. I heard something.
But even the Black Widow movie, it's like knowing that outcome, I don't understand going back to anymore. Either don't kill them or don't go back. It just, you know, I'm sure there's situations where it would work, but it just seems to be the go-to now. It doesn't matter who you kill because you'll just go back and do a film that's set another time. It doesn't fucking matter. So the stakes, again, are just sort of sucked out of any, you know, emotion you have for a character. Humour, Eduardo Rodriguez. I'm having more every time this name comes up. I'm having more trouble because I'm drinking more between each time. But he's got another super chat saying, "What I meant is that you sound like a Scottish version of the YouTuber Thunderfoot, a British science YouTuber." I see what you mean. No, but I'd have to be the Aussie version. And I think some other people when I first started mentioned this guy as well. And I think I did go look at his website to see his YouTube channel to see if I sound like him. And Larry McFart. Is Larry McFart? That's got to be. Is he Australian? You could remake if you could remake episode 8, what would you make, add, etc.? Oh fuck! People always talk about remaking 8, and it's like there's nothing in there I'd keep.
No,
literally,
yeah.
not even being a smart ass. Like, I would just scrap it all and start
Yeah.
again. And this
Trash
is what
it
happens
all.
when you get into fights with people or arguments or, lively discussions, shall we say, online or in comments, is that they pick out one part and say, oh, it's not that important. It's like, that's shit or that doesn't make sense or that's a fucking plot hole. But it's like all the parts are like that and they all add up together. And it's like, well, if you could change that, it wouldn't make any difference. It's like, I fucking know it wouldn't make any difference because I need to start from the beginning again and scrap that whole film. Like, you can't just fix this one little part because the whole fucking thing is shit. So, but that's my opinion. If you guys could change anything to remake it, what would you do?
Never make it to begin with.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing.
People say online, would you rather that Disney never bought it and they didn't make any films? Like, fucking yeah. Yeah, definitely. I would have Luke Skywalker still be living happily ever after. And, the universe had peace forever and we went on. Tell a different story. Like, of course that's what I'd choose. These idiots that think that's, it's either that or nothing. So, sorry, Anomaly. What would you change anything or would you scrap it too?
I would keep it. No, sorry, I wouldn't keep it. Excuse me. I mean, it's hard for me to say because I really wanted to see the George Lucas's 3 sequels. So if they were gonna make them, but make them to the letter as George instructed them to do it, I'd be down for that. But it would have to be exactly because again, it's George's creation. I'm down for whatever he's doing. Really, I might not agree with all of it, but he has a right to create.
Shouldn't that have been the first?
So go on.
Shouldn't that have been the first red flag when he handed over his ideas for the next 3 and Kathleen Kennedy just binned them? Shouldn't that have been a red flag to begin with? Like, hang on here.
Imagine that though. Imagine she's like we have that conversation or one of those conversations on camera, and she's like, I mean, there's a reason I have it in a lot of my intros. It's just so we don't forget. They said we're gonna keep the characters as you created them. We're gonna do your story. We're gonna do it for the fans. Fuck Luke, fuck Han, fuck Leia. We'll have them there just to get them in the seats. But now we need discount Luke without a penis. We need discount Han, who's good looking, but literally there's nothing else good about him. And we need what is it? Oh, hang on. Finn isn't really a discount for anything. He's just the diversity quota, really. He's certainly not discount Luke, and he's certainly not discount Han. He's not discount Leia.
Lando.
Leia's dead,
yeah, Lando was amazing. He was the coolest dude in the universe. So he's definitely not discount him because he's not cool at all.
Yep. I feel bad for Finn, man. Finn actually he was way better in The Force Awakens than he was in then again, everyone was a bit better in The Force Awakens than they were in The Last Jedi. But man, like we were saying about the whole, that deleted scene. I can only imagine what was going through, like you said, Boyega's head at the time. What is this going to do to my career? What have they done to Finn?
Larry McFart's got a good point. He said we're all forgetting the Ewok adventure Star Wars films, which is true. And I'd slot them ahead of slot anything ahead of Last Jedi.
I never saw them, but hey, if they make the kids happy, I'll watch them. I don't care.
I don't think I've seen them since I was a kid. But that could be. There's a few things I've got to catch up on now.
I think Lucas made him for his daughter, if I'm not mistaken. Or his kids. I'm not quite sure, but I know they really liked the Ewoks, and I know he left filmmaking after Jedi to focus on his kids, and he ran the company, but it was mainly focusing on his kids.
But all that, like his wife, editing the films and helping with them, and then they split up, and then he had his kids, and that. People want to sort of forget all that and just go, he fucking lost it. It's like, yeah, fucking life moves on. Like he's, going through a divorce, looking after his kids. I mean, those billions of fucking dollars would have helped look after the kids. But yeah, people want to forget, that he had all that going on at the time. Spundle, exactly. Menundle. What I liked about Solo was the muddy World War I battle, the Mimban battle. Yeah, the look of it though annoyed me so much. And I reckon if just the battle looked like that, but yeah, again, there was bits in that film I liked, I liked when they just landed the ATST in the middle of the battle. I would have liked to have seen a bit more of that sort of thing. But did you guys see that that deleted bit of footage from Solo where he's in the court case and they're talking about his flying and why he got kicked out of being a flyer?
No.
No.
I saw it once and I was done. I didn't see it in the theater either.
I know this is an edited, like a deleted scene I saw just recently, and in it, like he's not a flyer anymore. He's been kicked down to being a ground troop sort of thing. But they show what happened, why he got kicked out, and it's like a court case scene where he's explaining what he did to save this guy and fly around, and it makes a bit more sense. I only saw it a couple of weeks ago, but it's it's just worth having a look at to sort of add to that film. The rookie critic is here, and he's donated $5 super chat, and he hasn't said anything. But it's good to see him here. I wondered if he turned up. I don't know if he's been here the whole time or not. But shout out to the rookie critic.
Just watched Rambo First Blood for the first time. Yeah, I saw your Twitter post, rookie. That bloody time.
Oh no, he does have another one. I think Spundle Madun. His name. Fuck. This is what happens when you drink and live stream. Anyway, Spundle, Badundle, Madundle. Fuck, I'm just rooting that name out now. I think a good Star Wars movie would be about Stormtrooper stories. Well, I thought that's what Finn was going to be, a Stormtrooper story.
Exactly.
I was excited for that. I thought it was a great angle to go. So that first trailer, I don't know if it's the first one, but where he stands up and he was breathing. I think it was the teaser, and he rips his helmet off and he's in the sand. I thought, that's already an interesting start. So, yes, we're just going to make him a pathetic Me Too victim. The rookie critic just did say, just watch Rambo First Blood for the first time. First Blood's awesome. It's not even called Rambo First Blood. I think it's just called First Blood, isn't it? They didn't make it Rambo till the second one.
Correct.
But that's that's an incredible film. It's one of those ones that people laugh at and you watch it, it's like, oh, it's got this sort of deep meaning, it's actually quite a heavy story before he goes on the slaughter. John Trophy, have you ever watched any of ER's Star Wars videos? What do you think of them if you have? I have, but I can't remember them at the moment. I watched them ages ago, but I do like his stuff. So, what about you guys? Have you seen his videos?
I have not.
He's a controversial YouTuber.
Yeah, I like ER. I don't watch him all the time, but I've definitely seen his Star Wars stuff. And I saw what he wrote about Captain Marvel and the leader Battle Angel. That was a nice comparison. But yeah, his Force Awakens video, I think, for like a 20-minute video summing up why it's bad, I don't think there's a better one on the internet.
Yeah. I remember at the time I liked it, but I'll have to watch it again. The rookie critic again. Your official sponsor has arrived, Mr. Robo. Yes. The rookie critic was very generous the first live stream, and I will take anyone as an official sponsor. And that being said, I only turned it on just before this live stream. Part of the reason why I was running late is I do have membership now. I don't know if it's showing up on the website. I don't know if anyone can see the button, but it was turned on 5 minutes before we went live. So I'm going to have to.
Give me a second. I'll see if
I don't see it.
Yeah, it was only.
Yes,
it was only
it's
just turned on. Very good. So
refresh it, and you'll see it.
If anyone wants to become a member, and I'm going to be open to suggestions, I'm thinking of doing it. I'll definitely be doing extra content, but might do like an extra live stream just for members, that sort of thing on a Tuesday. So if you want to support me that way, it's fantastic. And we can't, as creators, overemphasize how important it is. Anyone that can help out that way, whether it's Patreon or membership, or watching and sharing is the best thing you can possibly do. But if anyone can help those extra ways like super chats and membership, it makes a massive difference, because we all get to a stage of Anomalies talked about this of working out if we can just keep making these videos because of the time it takes. So any help is like $1. I think it's weird, the membership. It's not weird, but the membership, you set a price and it makes it different depending on the country you're in. But it's like it just adjusts. But like the lowest one is a massive help. Like if people do that, it just makes all the difference in that you can keep making these. So if you want to be a member, consider it, and then let me know what you want as for being a member, because I'm happy to do extra content, extra live streams, and hassle these two guys to help me make some more content. So yes.
If I could just cut in for a sec, just to expand on your point there. Just today, I've watched 2 videos about YouTube unverifying people. It doesn't affect monetization, but again, they just keep changing the landscape. They keep changing it. So the more corporate side of YouTube is starting to show. They're really prompting up. Like, that's why I had that go at Will Smith.
Sorry to interrupt, but I just got a new member.
You
Mr.
did.
Gently, but believe it. So you're the first. You're the first member. Thank you very much. Sorry to interrupt you there, but I thought I've got to. Yes, I've
No
got
worries.
to.
That's awesome.
I've got to. I'm right.
We can shout out all the members that you get by the end of the stream.
And anomaly, I will get back to you. And members, you get special little badges that go next to your name when you're in live streams, and you also get special emojis to use as well. Which the more members you get, the more you can make. So I'll take. If you become a member and you want a special emoji, I can make up whatever you like. But sorry, Anomaly, you were saying?
Yeah, no. So yeah, basically just again, YouTube's changing shit. Rags on Dog Bites did a video about it. Yong Yeah did a video about it. Basically, they're just unverifying people for the algorithm, I think. And they basically went on record saying that I got to paraphrase here, but basically, if you don't agree with us, then we will unverify you. That's basically, they have an agenda. They're unverifying people. It's for the algorithm. It's for corporate, because they said they want to make sure it's for identity purposes, not they don't want to the verification to be as we endorse your content. We want it to simply be for an identity, and so celebrities don't get mixed up with phony accounts. That's what they said.
The best part was, I got the letter today telling me that they're going to take my tick away. So I was surprised it's still there, but apparently it's going to take a couple of days to take it away.
Yeah, October,
yeah, they like telling people that it was because it was confusing people, and everyone's like, "How did a tick confuse people? What the fuck?" But YouTube, it's it's amazing how hard they make it to make money. Like, we shouldn't even need members and super chats and that. We should be able to make a living from the advertising,
What I'm getting at, we don't like having a Patreon. We don't like having a subscribe style. We don't like the feeling like we need to have a membership thing or whatnot. We do it because it's necessary, and YouTube is like the Rubik's Cube that fucking fights back. You know what I mean? You're trying to fucking figure it out, and it keeps changing. So it's very important that everyone knows what's going on with YouTube and knows the creators' side behind the scenes, so that you understand why everyone's doing this stuff. I did a video, not to shield myself, but I did a video road mapping my channel at the end of the year. I don't even know if I'll make videos past the end of this year with how things are going. But if you want to, and 3PO just dropped out again, mate.
Oh, did he?
But if you want, there's a video on my page. Yeah, there's a video on my channel. If you guys want to know in depth about what it's like, right? Just the whole behind the scenes sort of thing, the anxiety creators go through. It's called The Road to Star Wars Episode 9. It's on my channel, and it should give you guys a window into what it's like. Sorry, Robo. I'm done.
No. Even this is a hard one. You don't want to bore people talking about it because it just sounds like you're whinging about, making these things. But it's
to talk about it. We don't.
Yeah, you just want people to understand that. They make it as hard as possible to make content, which sounds crazy, but it is the way it is. So I'd be able to get a lot more content, but it's just you got to balance life because they don't want to share the proceeds. So. There is a backlash now. The Rookie Critic also became a member, and someone else has too, and I just got to work out if I can see who they are. Hang on. I wonder if I can click on it. There we go. Levi Peters. Levi, that's a cool name. Thank you, Levi Peters. And the Rookie Critic's already messing around with the new emojis. The Rookie Critic, Midnight's Edge After Dark sends this cash. Thank you. Larry McFart's back again. Hamill talks about how they had cut a scene about how Luke emotionally breaks down after Kylo's departure to the dark side, yet Rian Johnson, they kept the alien milking scene. Well, nothing will beat that they cut out him mourning Han dying. So it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe people defend this film and they're serious when there's things like that. The Rookie Critic, again, I just got monetized, so I feel even more generous. Good on you, the Rookie Critic. That's great. You got monetized. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Rookie was going through a fucking war to get that to happen, man. They just
really
Lethal Lightning too, by all accounts. I don't know Lethal Lightning very well. I've had like very limited interaction with him. Seems like a nice guy, but like he's a fellow Aussie. But he was going through like it took ages for YouTube to get back to him. Ages. Like
I was getting monetized around that time. They were going through the big clean out again because of was it Logan Paul or whatever did the dead body in the forest, and I think that triggered the big uproar about verifying people, like checking their channels before you're monetized, and it took me months after I passed being able to be monetized to actually get it to happen. So yeah, it's painful when it happens. It's painful because you're still working away, and getting answers from YouTube can be very interesting, shall we say. 100 years bore beginner. Okay, not even sure what that means, but I thank you very much for the 100 years bore for the super chat. Let me just see if we can get. Where's he gone? Where's Drunk gone? He's just completely disappeared. I wonder if he's lost internet. He doesn't have. He hasn't tweeted to me. He's just completely gone. So, and I've got another new member there. Welcome, Enraged Stoic. I'm looking at the other screen there, so I think I read that correctly. It's on the angle there. But this is exciting, getting new members. It's apparently, I think normally you'd be able to get members. I thought it was 100,000, but I think it's 30,000, isn't it?
Do you want to hear that story? Because I'll tell that story. By all accounts, yes, I should. But I made a video about 3 months ago about Fox Studios and X-Men Dark Phoenix and why I refused to go see that movie. Basically, the title spelled out like X-Men Dark Phoenix, why I will not buy a ticket, right? Now, buy a ticket was in the title. You know what the bot says to YouTube about that? Buy a ticket, it means spam. Trying to sell a false product. So I got community guidelined for spam. That's a strike on the channel's community guidelines, right? Or was it a proper strike? I forget. Anyway, it was a strike, but it was like the first strike, so it was like a warning. And I appealed it. Nothing happened. I appealed it again. Nothing happened. And then I basically played the waiting game. I did 3 months, I think. And then I appealed it because it was still there, even though 3 months was up. I appealed it after 3 months. And then they like instantly go back and he's like, yeah, your strike's gone. I'm like, well, fucking why wasn't it gone 3 months? I checked the membership thing and I'm still ineligible. They probably still haven't, because the strike's gone. They're like, they still said, hey, you might meet all the requirements, but it'll take some time to get the membership thing going. You might not be eligible. But then I checked, I'm eligible. They haven't put it in yet. So there you go. But that's, again, guys, that's just plays into what I'm telling you about YouTube. It's inconsistent. It's dirty. It's fucking retarded. You get false strikes, false flagged all the fucking time.
And another shout out to the Rookie Critic, because he's going mental on the emoji. So I wasn't sure what to make. So hopefully George with a love heart around him is a good one.
It's amazing.
I had one video demonetized, and it was one word in the title. I forget what the word was now, but it was just wasn't even bad. But it just fuck. I wish I could remember the word, and I just changed the word, and it got monetized again. So yeah, it's always a lucky dip. Now, hang on, I'm gonna have another shot of bourbon here before I tackle this super chat, because I just want to hear you spell my name again. So it's Spuddle, Maduddle, Manuddle. I think that's close. So he's another super chat for what's NOK? What money's that? NOK. I'm going to look in the chat if anyone can tell me where that's from.
Dutch, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, Yeah,
it could be Finnish. Knock for
Yeah.
Nokia.
but
I
exactly.
fucking know.
Norwegian crowns. That sounds so cool. I'm only going to accept Norwegian crowns from now on. So that's what my payments will be in. Sounds more interesting than the Aussie dollar. Let's see if before we go, if Drunk's just disappeared. He's fallen over drunk. Let's see if he's tweet. No, not even a tweet at me. He's got too drunk.
Sounds to me like he just had a complete internet blackout. He's not even tweeting.
Yeah, I thought there'd be a tweet there saying that I'm still here somewhere, but he's just completely disappeared.
Maybe let's check the news. Maybe Florida got hit with another one of its many hurricanes.
An alligator came in his back door and grabbed him and dragged him out as we were talking to him. Yeah, so one of the emojis I made was no. Another one was going to be yes, because I thought that's a good way just to respond if I ask something online. So I'm just half my emojis are just going to be words, I think, just to make it easier to understand what people are trying to tell me in the chat. So I hope everyone enjoyed the live stream today, and if people did enjoy it, we will do more of these. And thank you for getting members. That was very exciting. So I'll be I'm now working out what to do for these new members, and hopefully you'll get verified to get membership soon. So it's because I think it's easier than trying to get people over to Patreon. That's always difficult.
Yeah, I mean, like I put out that video to outline the importance of Patreon and Subscribe Star. It wasn't very. I had a few lovely people reach out to me, which is great. I got a lot of good feedback on that video, but ultimately it just didn't have the impact that I'd like to. And like I assume the membership thing is easier because it's it's on the platform, it's YouTube. No one has to go to any different. You don't have to look up Patreon and sign to Patreon. You don't have to look up to subscribe. You know what I mean? Like so. Yeah, it didn't have. Hopefully, memberships can get enabled soon, but we'll see.
Someone just said, "Can we get an at stomp?" And I was going to in the send off have the at stomp. I haven't got it available, but I think I'll add it in because people really enjoy the at stomp that I did in the credits. I think it was the smartest thing I ever did. So I'll add that back in for future streams. And I did see in the private chat here that Drunk said he has to go to work in 4 hours. So good night, Drunk. Thank you for joining us, and hope you're tucked in nicely, even though you've shocked people by having white privilege. So I hope you can sleep well tonight. So let me just check here. I think there's some more super chats have come in.
These people are
super generous. Levi Peters. Levi Peters, he didn't say anything, but he's got a really cool little emoji there. Little cool picture there. Larry McFart. That's going to be my favorite name to say. Okay. I read the name before I read the super chat. I'll slob on the knob for you on YouTube. There you go. Larry's got to be Australian. If he's not, it just shows that internationally we're all stupid as each other. I'll slob on the knob for you on YouTube. And the rookie critic said they gave you the member feature to random channel. They gave the member feature to random channels. Yeah, that's what I originally heard. Even now, it's sort of luck of the draw. So every time something's new, I email YouTube asking for it, and so far it's worked. Just usually have to wait a while, but it eventually comes through. Darth Syphilis. He hasn't said anything, but with the name Darth Syphilis, that's amazing. I've got to somehow use that in a video. That's like my favorite. Someone can say nothing and make me laugh that much, and they're just called Darth Syphilis. But, yes, thank you very much for that super chat. Yes, so if you want to be a member or you're thinking about it, but you can always tweet me ideas or email me. There's an email on the channel if you want to send me an idea of what would make you be a member. I think there's another one here from Larry McFart. I have a mate in Sydney. I'm from North Carolina, USA. It makes me feel closer to people in North Carolina that's the way they talk. What do you think, Anomaly? Are we just as stupid all over the world? Or are we all the smart ones? That's what I should say. We're the smart ones that can see what's happening to the rest of the world.
Yeah,
when I say we, I mean people from North Carolina as well that say things like, I'll slob on the knob for you on YouTube.
Yeah, I think we're the smart ones. I'll concede to that.
Yes. That's why people like people from Australia, because we're stupid and we don't, and other people from around the world. When I say stupid, our humor's, of course, incredible. People from around the world can just relate because they are, they're just as crazy with the things they come out with. So, and the membership thing seems to be going well. From my end, I can see people that are in green that are members, which is fantastic. So thank you again for that. And I think that might be it for the super chat. I don't want to miss anyone. Thank you again.
Guys, if you want the stream to keep going, just keep sending those super chats.
Yeah, it makes a massive difference, a huge difference. So
if you love our voices that much, just keep sending in those chats. Yeah. Don't stop. We'll keep going for 24 hours if you like. Just can't stop sending chats.
Yeah. It's. I think you got to be a special breed. Oh, speaking of which, more on EFAP, I will be on there Sunday night, our time, Monday morning, very early. So, if
really going back on EFAP, nice.
Yeah. This weekend, I think it's Sunday night for them in the UK, and it's like early for us Monday morning, which will be interesting. So, hopefully, I'll make it. That's the hardest part is those mornings aren't my friend, and it's weird to get drunk at like 6 a.m. It just unless I just stay up from the night before, that might be the only way to do it.
Right. Yeah.
Levi Peters. Sorry, I was just going to say Levi Peters is back, and he's from Perth, so he's a local boy. Well, probably not so local if we're in Australia. It's like Perth's a long way from here, from where I am, but it is more local than North Carolina. Sorry, what were you saying, Anomaly?
I was going to say I'll probably be unconscious. I always wake up and it's already like halfway through. I check my phone because that's what I always do. I wake up, check my YouTube. I'm like, oh, fuck, EFAP's already 2 hours in. Shit.
Yes. I think it's a all Australian show, I believe. So, it should be interesting. So we'll all be complaining about the time of day.
That'd be interesting. Yeah. Like more, how could you do this to us? How could you do this to the poor Aussies?
I said that to him, and he said, "Well, he has to stay up super late." But I'm sure he doesn't sleep. I even said that to him. Like, it doesn't matter when you go online; he'll be on a live stream somewhere talking to someone. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure the guy doesn't sleep. Mr. Gently, but I swear some of these names, gently benevolent. That's the word I'm trying to get out. Can you tell me normally next time not to start drinking at the start of the show and just continuously through the whole time? Then I'll get through these names. Does Jabba the Hutt have a skeleton? That's for Ethan Van Skyver, who is desperate to know if Jabba the Hutt has a skeleton. And it is an amazing question, which I thought was silly at first, thinking he was a slug. And then someone said, but he's got arms and a face. And I thought, yeah, that is a good point. So he wants to know. Larry McFarland is back again. This is the last cash send given. I'm Prior Navial acts similar. I think I read that right. Prior Navy. It's well, I appreciate the super chats. And Larry McFarland, come back anytime because I like just saying the name to begin with. And bag the bird. Keep on going. Well, it's let me just make sure I don't miss anyone here. We want to keep going. That is the point. So normally, what have you got coming up? You just released a video, so have you got anything else coming up in the next before we talk again?
Yep. So what I'm working on, what I have been doing. So channel's known for two things. Game of Thrones first and foremost, and Star Wars, both hating the Disney ones and praising the prequels. If you love the prequels, you're in good company on my channel. Just released a very lengthy video for retarded live media, and that's my own personal perspective. That is no affiliation whatsoever with Robot Head. Just to make that
I got to
clear.
finish watching it. By the end, I might agree. So,
all right,
you know,
what are you up to? It's a long video. It's like 50 minutes. It took me like 4 or 5 days to make.
I like the long videos.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's one thing, and that was the most recent one that came out. It responds to Plinkett for his Rogue One, and it also explains why I'm not a fan of that particular channel. Because a lot of people ask me why I'm not, and I think I make it pretty clear as to why I don't like them. But I don't hate people for. I'm more baffled why people like them. I don't hate people for liking them. It's like, why? Why do you? Anyway, but to each their own. And what I got coming up, I'm making a very long video reviewing, because I do video games as well. Gears 5. If you're interested in Gears 5, I've got a huge video coming out about that. It's already like 8,000 words or something. It's pretty long. And yeah, and there'll be like more for like Terminator Dark Fate, Rise of Skywalker, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, like I said, games, movies. If you're into that, head over to my channel. You're in good company. And
It's the hard part's getting them out. Like, I've had all these ideas since Last Jedi, and now that the next one's coming out, I've just got this pressure of I can't be making Last Jedi videos after Episode 9 comes out. So I've got to get onto them all. It's there's not going to be a lot of sleep between now and then they keep releasing things I want to talk about, like you're saying, Terminator, and it's going to be a busy rest of the year, which is fun. It's why we do it. Let me just refresh this. The Rookie Critic said Mauler equals Dracula, mostly with how he seduces women with his voice, but never sleeping is a clue as well. Yes, he has the most soothing voice on YouTube, Mauler. It's that's why people can listen for hours on end. I mean, and the good content. Alex Nelson said, much love from Moscow. Thanks for amazing content. Do you think The Mandalorian has potential, or will it be trash like Episode 9? I like how he's like, will it be trash like Episode 9? We haven't even seen Episode 9 yet. That's how we all feel. I don't have faith in anything they do. Like, the Mandalorian ad looks fine, and I don't know why they're so fascinated to just keep doing things that don't have lightsabers or Jedi. And I'm also I'm concerned about how they're going to affect the OT with it, because as far as I know, it's set after Return of the Jedi, and I think we all imagined that that was the end of the baddies, and they all lived happily ever after. But there's stormtroopers in the ad, and it could be fascinating. It could be amazing. It could be like my favorite thing. But being Disney, I don't have a huge amount of faith in it. So, what do you think, Anomaly? Are you pumped?
So it does take place after Return of the Jedi, The Mandalorian. I mean,
as far as I know, yes, it's set straight after it. So it could be this cool thing where there's like rogue stormtroopers, just trying to survive because they're just fleeing from retaliation, that sort of thing. So that could be cool if it's like that. But if they're just going to do what they keep doing and that somehow they're still in charge or they're still a force, then that's going to be disappointing.
I'm curious. I'm probably not going to watch it. I don't have Disney Plus, so I probably won't get it anyway. So I doubt I'll ever watch it. But I am curious. The trailer did inspire a little bit of confidence in me. I was like, okay, this looks better than Episode 9. I'll give it that. But I don't know.
I don't like it. This mightn't affect it that much. Like, I watched Lost and I didn't know who directed every episode, so it probably doesn't make that much difference. But they have set out with a different director for each episode, like from the very beginning. And you're like, is it gonna feel consistent? Like, is the ad purely from the first episode and then the others are crap? So, yeah, I don't want to be paying for it, but are we going to have a choice? I mean, like Disney Plus is going to have half the world's content on there. So it's thank God for torrents. That's all I can say. The Rookie Critic, this is for you, Anomaly. Anomaly's video is great. Best prequel defender. There you go. You're the best prequel defender out there.
Appreciate that. But just to be clear, the prequels require no defense. I just point out how great
good comeback.
thank you.
I tell you, I enjoy them so much more since Last Jedi came out to see how great they were. David Powell says, would Dave Filoni make a difference if in charge? But some people really want him in charge and rave about him. But I've never watched Clone Wars or anything. So, and I think there's such a difference with making a cartoon to a live action. I could be completely wrong. He apparently is, I think, directing one of the episodes of The Mandalorian. So out of the 8 or whatever they've got. But Ron Howard's daughter's directing one too. So I don't know if it means much. But what do you think, Dave Filoni? Could he fix things?
I mean, I haven't really watched any of his stuff, to be perfectly honest. Everyone raves about how good he is, though. And I'm like, really?
They sort of rave about, I think, how much he loves Star Wars and how much he understands it, that sort of thing, you know. So, yeah, so it'd be interesting. But, I don't know enough about him. I mean, sure, if they said the next film's made by Dave Filoni or Rian Johnson, I would be like 100% Dave Filoni. But I could say that about a guy that's sitting down in front of the shops smoking cigarettes as well. I'd probably pick them instead of Rian Johnson. But yeah, if I would accept anything now, I just hope that it's half decent. So that's the incredible thing. They could have just been doing 7 out of 10s, and most of us would have been happy, and we wouldn't have a YouTube career. We'd just be watching these 7 out of 10 Star Wars, being slightly happy. So we should be thankful. The Rookie Critic says, "How about they make live action to cartoon? How about they make live action to cartoon? Does he mean like remake something into a cartoon?"
Live action to cartoon. Ooh. I got you. So like basically, what's a good example? I don't know how they would. I mean,
someone just said Rian Johnson should make Muppet movies.
Well,
I think that's a real.
What they did with the Clone Wars, isn't it? They basically took Star Wars and animated it. That's live action to cartoon, technically, more or less.
Yeah, unless I mean they continue the story with the cartoons, you know, sort of. It's hard. Personally, it takes me a bit to get into a cartoon. Like, it's probably been years since I can just sort of get that involved in one.
Hammer Toe Joe, Rian Johnson somehow made live action into a cartoon.
Very good.
I love it.
Yeah, someone said just like The Last Jedi. Yeah. Instead of making cartoons in general live action, this is from the Rookie Critic, they should bring back. I'm just trying to read. I'm still not 100% sure what you mean, the Rookie Critic. They should bring back Han as a paraplegic. Yes, that could. Which again, who knows? Do it all. Why not? Just they could not fuck him over anymore. So I made. You got to approve your emojis when you get membership. And the first one I made was Rian Johnson as a clown, and they approved it, and it's being used. Yeah, so because I thought that would help people when they're trying to say things, they could just use that emoji. So I like that it's being used. Rian Johnson is Charlie Brown. Well, I suppose we should finish this up at some stage. I want to thank Drunk 3PO, even though he's probably sound asleep now. Do you think he's white in his dreams?
Sorry?
Do you think he's white in his dreams? Like everyone was saying they thought he was black. Maybe in his dreams he can be. He can lose that white privilege. I definitely want to thank Drunk 3PO. He's becoming very busy. Everyone wants to get hold of him now for live stream. So I want to thank him for coming along. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank everyone for the super chats. It's very generous, and for becoming members. And I'll try and make it worthwhile to become a member. And Anomaly, thank you for coming back and spending this day or night with me crapping on about Star Wars again. And we shall do it again soon.
Sure, it sounds great. Looking forward to it.
And I will be, like I said, on EFAP this weekend. And then hopefully next week I'll have another proper video to put out. I've been saying that for the last couple of weeks. Every week I think it'll be getting out, and then things get in the way. So hopefully everyone will see a new video soon, and otherwise we'll do another live stream at some stage. So I'll speak to everyone soon, and cheers.